wait. So does Mrs. Yams come to your dance parties?
Uh, honestly, not really. Like she'll like hop into the stream, or she'll like poke her head into the den because we're in the den right now, and like I'll just be in it. She'll like poke her head in and just like laugh and giggle and just go do her own thing. But
come on, she has
yo,
right? One night.
Yo, bro. But oh my god, I'm telling you,
Too
man.
busy.
I'm working right now. Gas is $3.30. Gas is $3.33 a gallon, bro. We need some gas money. But
Yeah.
Themselves.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another episode of Tribute Coast, a coast in which there are many tributes. There's ghosts. There are goblins, and needless to say, ladies and gentlemen, there is a kingdom. But of course, before we can get into any of that, let's introduce the killers of our show. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the great, the powerful Rascal. The one, the only, Roshin.
Hello.
My dear brother, my brother in arms, the one, the only, Kyle.
Good evening.
My
Viewers
name-
at home.
My name is Yams, and give it up for the man that brings us all together every week, the man known as Law Savior. Wow.
Whoa, thank you very much. Salutations, my
Get it.
friends. Thanks for joining us for another fantastic night. On
Let's
Monday
get
night. Let's who's gonna recap me? Who's gonna recap me? I wanna hear it.
Oh goodness.
I mean, Kyle, you're great at it, but Rascal never
all
does.
right.
So let's call Rascal out and make him do it.
I
Uh,
DM'd a full campaign. I retired from ever doing recap.
All right, fine.
There
we'll do
it
the recap.
is.
We'll do the recap. Goodness gracious.
and we all know Kyle wants to do it, so.
No,
Yeah,
it's not
it
that I want to do it. It's just that I got the notes. I'm here. I'm already here.
Do it.
You know what? Fine. I'm gonna pass it along. I'm gonna pass the ball right now. Roshin, recap. Go.
Now we're just wasting time.
No,
So
Alright, fine.
I don't remember breakfast. So
There it is.
no,
Okay, just hit him.
wait.
Hit him.
Yamda wasn't here. Yeah, I got it. So we puttered around town for a little bit, and then eventually we decided to go to Gloria and get her carriage. And I felt very awkward about it because it was kind of like she was like, "I kind of owe you a favor, but you kind of want my carriage and my driver, but kind of owe you a favor." So fine, here's my carriage and my driver, and that's when we met Ham.
Ham.
And then we got on the road and we got to this big bridge, the Iron Bridge. Is that right?
Iron Lock close enough.
Iron
But
Lock.
the Hunter's Lounge.
Oh,
Oh,
right,
yeah, we
right.
took
Before
the
we
Hunter's
did that,
Lodge,
we
yeah.
went to the Hunter's Lodge and we met with them, and they were cool. And we kind of picked up our bounties, you know, in case we ever need to make some money and find some mythical beasts. And they were pretty cool.
Rock.
Oh yeah, the rock and all that. Yeah.
And when we got to the Iron Lock, we decided to get a room. We went to the tavern, and there were some bands playing, and Yamdo and Lola did some great little
We
goofy
danced.
dancing, and
We danced.
we stole the show. It was fantastic.
The content.
And then I think we got up in the we had a dream. Duh.
Yes.
The
We all went to
dream.
bed,
The
and we had a
dream.
vision,
The shared visions.
and it was horrible.
Terrible.
It was amazing.
It was the best.
Long story
Girl, I'm
short,
still
we're in the
thinking about that
future.
Thanks,
Nothing
guys.
lies between a huge horde of baddies and Prince, except for the four of us, who look a little bit leveled up, but Sawyer looks extremely leveled up or old.
Very
And
leveled up.
it seemed like things were going to be like, wow, it's the four of us versus the horde of people. We're going to be heroes. And then, nope, they washed over us like a big old wave, and we got slaughtered. And then you see the wall around Prince, and you see one little gauntleted what is it thing's called? The chronograph arm
Yeah.
reaching up, and you see Sawyer's chronographed arm reaching up over the wall of Prince, like he's going to single-handedly take down the whole city. And that was that. And then so I went to talk to Yamdo about it, and Sawyer actually came to knock and try to find me and couldn't. And then we all kind of decided we need to talk about it. And then that's when we left off because we wanted Yamdo to be able to join.
And I probably went back and listened to that recording, that that dream sequence and the conversation, like the entire conversation afterwards, like 4 or 5 times, no joke, as I was driving around for work, which I drive a lot, so that's where I get all the time from.
Yeah.
That was great. Good stuff. Good stuff. Thanks for playing into it. Anyway, yes, that's exactly where we are. And that's exactly where we're going to go ahead and start out. you guys find yourself in a outside of the I don't even remember what it was called. Shame on me. I have it written down here.
Yeah, it was like I forget the name of the because he's like a halfling, right?
Gosh
Who
darn
owns the
it! I
tavern?
have all this written down somewhere. I just lost it because I wasn't prepared to like
I know
recall
his
that
name is
information.
Orin Fat Rabbit. I don't know the
Yeah.
name of the tavern.
Which is fine. We and so we all run outside. Well, kind of run outside. Lola was already outside. Maybe you guys had jumped into this. Actually, that's true. We all jumped into the caravan.
yeah.
Remember, because we said
Yeah.
that.
That's right. We got back in the cart. Hams was a little offended that we didn't really want to chat, and
Yeah.
we were. I think now we're basically just on the road to Prince.
Yep.
Like,
You told
full
Hams
stop.
to gun it, and Ham started taking off. Now, unfortunately, it is. The weather is not as good as it had been. It is actually slowly starting to rain upon your carriage. Although you all feel, you put the top up. I forgot you have it's a convertible carriage, right?
We got a convertible carriage.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We put the top up as we ride continuously towards Prince. Inside, it's a strange, humid sensation as some of us got a little wet as we hurriedly fled the tavern. It was called like the Watchtower or something like that. I gotta find it. And it seems stuffy and humid and damp. But thankfully, the rain is not falling on us like it is Ham's as he ushers these horses forward faster and faster, southward towards the great city of Prince. And that's where we pick it up.
There it is. The content.
Actually, see this? We were actually not on this map anymore.
Just need to bring that poor man in.
Ooh, look at this map.
Yeah, there it is. Oars Rest.
Mm.
Falkirk.
Falkirk, yeah, you guys are basically headed. Those of you who are familiar with the area know that you're headed south towards Falkirk.
Headed south towards Falkirk. There it is. So we got to get through Oars Rest and then finally to the giant spear-like building of Prince. Yamdo chimes in. He says, "That dream, bad omen. What could
Yeah, man.
it mean?"
Do you think it's an actual real option for the future? Like, is that a real path?
Maybe. If same dream have we.
If there's something I know about this, it's that time can be changed. And if we know this far in advance, we can do a lot of changing.
I mean, I know we looked a little older, but it didn't seem like that much time had passed. Well, except Sawyer, I don't know what was going on. You seemed quite a bit older.
Yeah, I've been noticing that. All the time I'm spending with this thing, time keeps moving for me. It's not moving for anything else.
You can even actually recall. So you recall that you get this kind of like moments where you feel like time has been stopped around you, and you have like had the opportunity to like really stop and observe what you have going on. Like you spent a minute or two where it has existed for you in the span of what would have been a second or an instant. And maybe like your movements don't matter. Like it's just that you sort of have this observation of what's around you here.
It's I noticed
Quite frankly,
that-
it's probably terrifying to
Yeah.
some degree.
yeah, oh yeah,
You don't have any
Uh,
control over it?
not exactly. See, for example, when we were back at the cave with your good friend, I forget his name, with the red mohawk.
Yuli?
The Red Mohawk of Rourke
The Red
the Mighty.
Mohawk.
Yo,
Oh, Rourke.
Rourke the Mighty.
And Sora's looking over at Lola, and he says, "I saw you catch an arrow to the neck, and I kept looking at different possibilities of what could happen. And I was there for a very long time until I found one where you didn't die there."
I died?
But how Lola
You saw
die?
me die?
Lola here.
I was there for about a week. But I found the one that you don't die in, and that's the one that I forced time to follow.
But it cost you a week of your life.
It was instant for everybody else.
Damn.
I had no idea that I came that close to dying.
Still trying to figure out how you lived, Ord.
So
I
have
couldn't
you
find
seen
one
this?
for you.
But you had said that you could have saved me in that moment. How long did it take you to do that?
About a month.
Wow.
But I could never find one where you both lived, so I had to pick. It was you or Yuli.
That is an unimaginable burden.
Yeah. And then we turn into zombies.
So wait, have you seen this future before? Can you see through other options for the thing we just dreamt about?
Never more than 6 seconds, if I'm lucky. That was years in the future.
Do we always die?
I didn't want to watch.
If
Does this have
anything-
something to do with your gauntlet thing, or has this been happening forever?
Oh no, it's definitely the gauntlet.
Well, then why wouldn't you take it off? Is it worth it?
I can't see futures without me with the gauntlet.
Right, but is
But-
seeing the future worth it?
It's kept me alive. And God knows what the other people would do with it if I don't have it.
Who
So
are the other people?
It's not good people.
That is too vague of an answer. You seem to know who they are.
You all take a
Who are
moment. Everyone takes a moment to reflect on that. We have a decent moment here where Sawyer has revealed a great bit about his past, but at least each and every one of you, almost all of you, your characters take a moment to reflect on the secrets that you have, just as an interjection.
So, if years future vision was, and died, we still did, how much power can we truly receive? We may have to pray to gods to help us. Yam do not like zombies. Yam do not afraid of wild cats, gorillas, but zombies. Yam do not like.
We were in good company. Many people in Asteria share your feelings towards the undead.
How are we planning on? Are we just gonna like book it through these towns and go straight to Prince?
Hell
the plan?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless we have to stop.
I mean,
Um,
technically, we told
ooh.
Gloria we wouldn't be very long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
True, and also real quick, I did want to silver my my spear.
Ooh, okay. Are we doing that? Like, you think you're gonna do this here in the van or in the car? You doing that in the car? Or did you bring like an anvil and some silver with you?
So so maybe
He's
Falkirk.
like heating it in like a little thing. A little thing.
So
I don't like that shit.
so I'm gonna Yamdo's gonna like kind of like make his way up to Hams and say Hams perhaps next town blacksmith we find turn spear, and he takes out his spear kind of just like
you can put that thing back there if you don't mind.
sorry.
Up here.
Sorry. But maybe turn wooden spear into silver spear. Yamdo heard rumor silver spear work against ghost.
Well, you're looking for a blacksmith. I can
Yes.
promise you there might be a decent blacksmith in Orr's Rest, but probably not in Falkirk. It's a pretty small town. We're coming up on it right now. You could wait for Prince. There's a great many blacksmiths in Prince.
Okay, Yamdo wait. Thank you.
Oh, so we're just going to continue on straight through then?
If you want, Hams, if you're tired, I wouldn't. Yamdo not mind maybe driving horses.
I'm not sure you drive horses the same way I drive horses. All right, buddy.
I think.
Don't you worry. Ham's going to take care of y'all now.
Hams,
a little bit.
Do you need a blanket?
I tell you what, I'm surprised that you asked, because most time people don't even think about old Hams up here driving up front. But I sure as heck could go for a little bit of comfort, a little bit of cover up here.
Ord pulls out the spare blanket that he has with him and
Nice.
gives it to him to hopefully cover him as best as he can.
There it is.
Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe we stop at Orr's Rest and Yamdo can get his spear taken care of, and we can, take a night to, get some sleep, and then we go into Prince refreshed and maybe we just take a little break first at Orr's Rest.
In a year, if we're lucky, this place is going to be overrun with zombies.
If we're lucky.
You're telling me that vision was only like a year away?
We must get stronger.
Can we do some sort of check to see if we could sort of decide?
Yeah. Roll. Let's roll like a nature check, just looking at ourselves or looking at each other and just determining how old the people in our image looked. You have a hard time discerning it.
Real
It could be
hard
anywhere
for
between 1 and 5 years for you. In Rosine, probably like in between 2 and 4 years, you would guess, from now.
I don't know. It seemed like it was maybe 2 to 4 years from now when I remember the vision.
You're missing the point.
I get. I'm just. It's a big city. If we get there in the middle of the day, it doesn't give. Okay.
I can't imagine that one night's rest will doom the entirety of Asteria. Provided that we get to Prince in a reasonable time, I can pass this letter along to the king, and given the seriousness of the undead threat, of what we witnessed at the Rose and Victory, of the things that we have seen within our own minds, I have no doubt in my mind that the king will muster some sort of force to at least perhaps preemptively march north. It might be a wishful thinking, but I couldn't imagine the king would be very happy to hear that his walls and his people were
Excuse me.
destroyed by a wave of corpses.
King's a
Okay,
lazy.
when you bring up all that, maybe we should just go straight there.
Yes,
Yeah.
but we need not exhaust the
Out
horses
the-
or hams or us.
out the window, you see lights and of houses start to pass you by. The window slides open. Old Hams, and he said, "Oh, coming through the little town of Falkirk as we speak. Just letting you all know." And he slides it shut.
Wait, Hams.
Oh,
How long to Orr's Rest, and then how long to Prince?
Oh, we probably got about another hour and a half to Orr's Rest, and then maybe another 45 minutes after that until Prince. We ought to be there before midday. Considering how early we left, not having breakfast or enjoying ourselves for a hot minute.
Well, 45 minutes hardly seems like a reason to stop.
Unless anybody needs to resupply or use the restroom or anything like that.
What does Falkirk look like?
It's a lowly town. You can tell that most carts that come through here don't stop because the road is well trodden. Even when it's wet, it's not like muddy or gross or anything in the middle of town. But mostly farmland. You can see that there is, if you're lucky, a general store. Nothing discernibly like important seeming. It's a place where people live. This is country folk here. This is a popular road for sure. There's a tavern. Yeah, go ahead.
As we're making our way, are we kind of like cutting through the town? Like, can we look at like people, kind of going about their business and stuff?
Yeah, but it's rainy, so there's like not a ton of people, and like it's mostly farmland. So there's not like a ton of people walking up and down the side of the street. Like maybe there's a cart being loaded.
I look at that. Yemdo peers out the window. Of the cart. He sticks his head out, and he sees the person loading the cart. He says, "Hello, we are Metaphor."
The guy is confused. The guy stops. He throws it, and he hears you coming. And he looks confused, and he doesn't even have the ability to respond. His face starts to get up, and he just sort of slowly like puts his hand up and waves as you continue on by. This man, depending on how famous the Metaphor gets, this man may regret not.
Yo, there it is.
This man might hear you in the future.
There it is, bro.
That's so good.
Yo, bro, the content. We out here providing that Metaphor content. Yamdo can see why people skip Falkirk.
You all look ahead as this cart continues, right? And you can see up ahead that the sky is actually clearing up. And after riding for maybe 2 hours in this cart, for the first time that you... for the first time that you guys, since having this sort of this sort of like terrifying dream, this nightmare, you guys actually start to feel like the sun eventually breaks through the clouds, comes out, and as this haze and fog of these low-lying clouds clear out, you all see in the distance, as you ride up a large fielded, like a tall grass hill and come down the other side, you can see this bountiful town, this farming town of Orr's Rest, and further down this sort of hill, this stretch of this green grass, you see the enormous white city of Prince in the distance, and you can see all of its unique landmarks, the high up center plateau that contains the Asteria Keep. You can see the keep itself rising high into the sky, and you can see a number of other things up to and including this strange... actually, let's roll... You see an enormous statue of a dragon rising from a nearby part of this city, and the city seems to stretch. For those of you who haven't seen it, it's enormous, and it stretches a huge distance. You can tell just by laying eyes on it and feeling, you can inhale, you smell this, like, the clearing, evaporating rain on the ground, and you feel this, like, cool, like, kind of humid breeze in your face as Hams whips his blanket off, puts it over top of his cart, and you all head further down towards Orr's Rest and the city of Prince. Just seeing the city gets you guys excited for the potential that there is in that enormous metropolis.
this city lot bigger than.
For Yamdo, it's like the largest thing you've ever seen.
This is
Not only are the buildings phenomenal, like some of them, especially on the center plateau, the buildings are unbelievably tall, but there's just the sheer size of it as it spreads across the ground and over this sort of river. It is enormous.
Yamdo like this place. Pretty sky, too.
Just don't go jumping off any buildings.
Yamdo's got his eye on the biggest building. Wherever the biggest building is, that statue, he's just looking at it and he's just thinking.
There is this large statue of this dragon. Are we stopping in Or's Rest or are we going straight to?
Or's Rest.
Straight.
I heard Or's Rest straight.
Stopping the apocalypse.
Sure. So we'll go straight. I mean, I don't know. Actually, what do you guys want? Someone else. I heard vote for one. Vote for one.
Straight.
Straight. Kyle, you got anything to say?
I'm gonna get water.
Carry on.
Sure. So we actually, if he's gonna get water, I'm gonna get water too, because there's some stuff that he's got to hear. So I'll beebles, and by water I mean alcohol.
Speaking of alcohol, ladies and gentlemen, this episode of Tribute Coast is brought to you by the fine folks over at Kahlua, ladies and gentlemen. It is a rum and coffee liqueur. We are drinking it straight out of the bottle because, take a chance, Columbus did, am I right? But apparently it goes well with coffee and some other kind of, mixers. But out of the bottle, ladies and gentlemen.
We've got some Topo Chico hard seltzer here.
Topo Chico.
An exotic pineapple goes great with any clear liquor.
Anyway, I'm back.
Personally, I prefer tequila and gin.
How many carbs?
There it is.
This is one of those 100-calorie beverages with only 1% carbs total.
There it is.
1%?
That's not how that works.
Of your daily
1
value,
gram?
it has... Oh, wait, there we go. 2 grams. 2 grams.
There it is.
There's a piece of condensation covering the grammage.
Too much, okay? Anyway, we are not stopping in Or's Rest, right?
What was the decision? I'm fine to go either way.
Perhaps on the way back, Yando, we can stop in Or's Rest.
Okay.
But we should get the bigger things out of the way.
Yando, your excitement to see this city almost overtakes your strange and odd desire to stop in Or's Rest. But you guys ride down this hill, and for a moment, the beautiful sky and the cool wind and this amazing, enormous city. You can see the white walls. You see this strange dragon statue. You get a glimpse of the docks, the multiple colored buildings, these strange neighborhoods. The only thing that stops this mood for a second, you forget even this nightmare that you've had the night before. But unfortunately, as you're riding closer and closer to Prince, you realize that you are passing the very fields that look identical to the ones that you had in your dream.
This was it. This was where we fought. This was where our dream was. Right?
Ord actually rises for a minute, and maybe it upsets the balance of the cart.
The cart begins to sway aggressively back and forth.
It is the
balance sets off all the weight on one side. It begins to set off the balance of the wheels. The cart. Hams go, whoa, what's going on back there?
But it is the exact field, correct?
Yes, it's unmistakable from the angle that you saw of the city in the dream. Yeah, the northern fields of Prince. Yeah.
As Ord pushes his mast up to the window to get a clear visual.
I imagine he put the top down.
He would ask,
Can we stop the cart, please?
Oh, you can stop. Wait, there's nothing really out here.
No, there is. Or this was where our dream was, right?
Yes, I wish to see something.
I go with you.
You all stop the cart on the side of this. There is essentially little here, but maybe a field, like a sea of green grass. As a matter of fact, these grassy fields south of Prince they refer to as the Golden Sea because the grasses southward are more oftentimes a yellow color than the northern ones. But this could easily be described as a sea of green grass. Oh, sorry.
So I guess as the cart begins to slow, Ord looks at Sawyer and simply asks,
Would you mind coming with us?
Yeah. Alright.
We might as well take a walk, stretch our legs.
Yamdo like that.
Sure. So we're gonna walk out into this grassy field.
yeah. Ord's moving with a bit more. He's got a bit of a pep in his step. Normally he moves pretty kind of like casually through the day, just like yes, gentle, slow walk. No, now he's like, I need to get to this grass.
Is everyone going? Everyone's just walking.
I'm with
now,
him. I'm with
Ham
him.
stands in the cart and says, "Hold on now, y'all. You be careful out there. There's
We be careful. You
creatures that lurk in the tall grasses, so be careful."
What exactly is your plan here?
Sawyer, this was where we had our dream.
Ord kneels wherever he is. I imagine. How high is the grass here? Is this a tall grass field?
I mean, I would say, yeah, the grass. It's not like shoulder height, by any means. It's
Yeah.
probably comes up to a little under your knee, everyone else's knees, right?
Okay. He kneels down, and he places a gauntleted hand on the top layer of the soil, shuffles some grass around, and with his metal fingers digs into a large clump of the earth and holds it up and moves it aside and puts his hand in that little divot that he just made. And is going to divine sense.
Yeah.
And just try to press as much of that extrasensory ability into the earth to see what exactly might be in the soil.
So I imagine everybody is confused here. Well, Yamdo, sorry, you guys come up and Ord kneels here, and you see Ord for a moment. His power, he glows, and even like maybe the grass around him like presses away, right? As he sort of expels this. You're going down and sensing and searching for anything here, but you get nothing. You see and feel nothing here of an evil sense.
Damn.
It is possible. It is possible that the bodies have just not been animated yet. But I'm not very historically minded. I don't know what could have put that many corpses into the ground. Maybe
How
it
about a
was...
civil war?
But did the Civil War get this far south? Would you know that, Harvey?
The one brewing currently in Prince.
Ooh.
That is true.
That's good. That's good.
And as you say Civil War, Ord's hand kind of just pushes further into the ground. Like buried up to about like right about here, like half of his hand.
And you're searching harder? Is this what you're doing? Kyle, am I muted?
Oh no, you're good. Yeah, Ord's
Uh,
Ord's searching harder, but there's also just like this moment of like he tenses a bit at like the idea of war, and just says like,
Such a savage, wasteful thing. All of that life, all of that blood spilt, and for what?
Can I try to focus and like go back to that memory and try to get an idea of what the zombies that attacked us are wearing?
Absolutely. Let's use history, I guess, is the best option. And then, it's brief enough. Like, you do perception or history.
Alright. We'll do history.
You discern with confidence that there is no distinguishing outfit. They're not all wearing military clothing. They're not all wearing civilian clothing. They're not all wearing the black and red of Blackbrook, and they're not all wearing the blue of Prince or Asteria, right?
It's
What you
just
get is that it's a
mix of
large
everything.
mix of people. Maybe, maybe you don't see any black and well, that's not true. Yeah, so a decent mix, actually.
Whoever it is, it's they've got a lot of bodies, not just an army's worth.
Horde rises to his feet.
Well, I don't believe we'll find answers out here. But maybe once we get to Prince, maybe we'll find answers there within the catacombs, or perhaps in a history book itself.
You, as you guys turn, you head back to the cart. You climb a small ridge that leads to this. I mean, the road is like elevated out of the fields, right? Basically, like imagine like a road, a literal sea of grass, and this road is sort of, it's not lifted by poles. It's just a mound of dirt, essentially. You start climbing up this Mount Hams. And he's like, Hams called, "What in the hell are y'all doing out there?"
Looking at Place of Dreams.
All right then. Yeah, why don't we all go ahead and get on in the cart? We'll keep going to Prince, and
We're just
maybe the
stretching our legs. He likes to
maybe the
joke.
sooner we get back to Gloria, the better. You know. Look, I'm just Hams. I'm not here to tell you how to do your own business, all right? But there ain't nothing to find out here in the fields.
You said
You
creatures.
are doing a fine job. And yes, you did mention that there were creatures.
Yamdo no see creatures.
I mean, there's like snakes and maybe something a little bigger. I just wouldn't go walking around them grass, couldn't see what was under my feet. Hams is smarter than that, all right? Well, I ain't gonna get bit in my ankle and killed by some sort of poisonous creature in a field, all right? I got a good long life to live, okay? Hams has been on hard times before, all right? Hams has got things going for him right now. I'm a carriage driver. I wouldn't think I was gonna amount to nothing.
Hams,
Anyway, let's get.
you will not let harm come to you. You are doing
Sure
an
as hell
excellent
hope not.
job, and we will be sure to tell Gloria as much when we return.
All right,
So-
well, anyway, on to Prince then, shall we? You all
So
ever been to
before I-
Go ahead, sorry.
No, before I hop into the carriage, I just kind of look out and I can see Prince, and I just forgot how beautiful it was.
Yamdo like how those buildings look, Lola. I wonder, Yamdo wonder if maybe dance party, another one, happen again?
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty of places in Prince to dance if we are here long enough.
Yamdo want work on dance moves.
I'm sure we can make that happen.
First, dance moves, then power to fight undead. Or no, maybe power to fight
Maybe the
undead.
other way around.
Yes, power to fight undead, then celebrate with dance moves.
That sounds good.
Yamdo like that.
So we head further and further into Prince, and we eventually come up to let's roll history. Let's roll history. Everyone roll history. Just fuck it. Everybody roll it.
14, 14,
Also-
14.
Oh my god, give me all 14s.
Let's
Oh,
go.
So at the very least, Lola, Lola knows for sure. Rascal, you ain't got a clue, but you guys know that.
I think I do.
Ooh, you do know, boy. You guys at Rascal and Lola, you definitely get a clue, but maybe Gams and Kyle, you can even tell by like looking at this city that like this it started out. They built these huge white walls, but the city they built up and up within these walls until they ran out of room, and then had this like basically the population spewed out of the walls now. So a lot of this city exists in the outer city, and then within the walls is the inner city. And the inner city contains a lot of like uh, corporate and shops and temples and libraries, and the Asteria Keep where the king is all within the walls. And just saying outside the walls doesn't mean it's bad. It's just it happens to be outside of the walls. So the outer city is not necessarily a bad spot, but there are good sections of Prince and there are bad sections of Prince. Um, Lola and Rascal, you in particular have heard of the worst of these is called Cherry Alley, which is the part of Prince where what is that?
Hey, Sopranos. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go.
Yes, exactly. But as we are those, and also Lola and Rascal, you guys Lola and Sawyer, excuse me, you all recognize that as we are coming into Prince, that we are entering into what is this neighborhood that's called Five Cliffs. We're coming in on the northern road here, and the very first thing that we pass by here is, I think it's a giant arch, I do believe. Yeah. Yes, it is this giant stone arch that has been here as long as anyone can remember. Um, each of these large stones has a rune carved into it. And there's all sorts of swirling rumors about why this arch is here, or what its purpose is. But you pass through it, and you have maybe 100 feet or so before you ride into the proper neighborhood of Five Cliffs, which is where we are here at number 16 up in the upper right-hand corner. Is where we're coming in. That's
Five
where the arch is.
Cliffs.
Yep.
5 Cliffs.
Hmm.
16.
Excuse me.
16.
Do I get a look at the glyphs? That
Of
are
course.
On
Yeah.
Do any of them vaguely look like some of the symbols that are on the chronograph?
Roll perception. Roll perception.
Good old perception.
The glyphs are badly weathered and worn, and without making a comment to stop, you are unable to tell as you pass. They've been there for a long, long time, so it's basically they're barely existent. It could even be graffiti or something. But these stones are too large for normal men to move, right? These things are huge and have been sitting here for as long as people can remember. But we come into the neighborhood of Five Cliffs, this easternmost region of Prince. This whole thing is dominated by, you can see this, it is actually, I think, over here at the, it might be 17. Let me see which one of these things it is. But there, you can see over the hills, or over the tops of these houses, you can see that there is a colossal and realistic looking statue of a dragon over here.
Is it the same dragon as the one that was in Or's Rest? Or does it look similar to the one that was in Or's Rest?
Yeah, that dragon was not in Or's Rest. That was, you could see the dragon.
Oh,
Prince
now we
from
see it. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Yo, there it is, Biz Hazel. Biz Hazel cameo.
Yes. What do we do?
Does
Hams. We pull up and come to a stop.
So all the green is the neighborhood you're talking about, right?
Yes,
Everything
all the
okay.
green. Yep. 12. The red is Cherry Alley, and I think purple is the Moon Gate. And you can see where the walls are, right? So there's a little bit of Moon Gate is considered outside the walls, but the rest of it is inside the neighborhood of Moon Gate. Excuse me.
are we out of the car or we're still inside of it?
No. We roll up. And one of the first things that you come up to is this large stone fort. Although it lies in ruins. It is nothing but the touristy, not touristy, but it is a historical monument of a ruin from way back when they built defensives around the city
Does it look
during the
like?
Civil War.
So it's safe to say that it was used for battle. They probably
Yeah,
would have hunkered down
no,
here.
no.
No.
No, well, it was not a fit. They would have if they had needed to, but none of the battles of the old Civil War, the 300 years ago, none of those battles were even fought south of the mountain range. Every battle was fought north of the mountain range.
Okay.
Because the South, who was rebelling, they pressed in, and that's part of what like part of the not confusion of the war, not confusion, but the allure of the war is that the South, who was smaller, less represented, less equipped, managed to at least hold their own / win the war, as they did receive their freedom at the end against this large northern and prepared empire.
Okay.
So how do we go about getting an audience with the king?
We can show him dance moves.
As much as I'm sure that
Does that work where you come from?
Near you is a sign for this ruins. It's called a Garay Keep. The ruins of Garay Keep is where you are. 10 here.
as much as I'm sure that King Lane would appreciate a fine dance, I would imagine we could simply knock on the front door. I know it sounds silly, but we have important business. I bear the symbols of Norbarrow. It stands to reason we could.
That good idea. Knocking always works.
But we will not be breaking into anything. We will not be climbing on anything. We will not be
Lola and
breaking
Sawyer-
into anything.
Lola and Sawyer roll insight.
Please and thank you.
Yamdo says maybe little climb?
Maybe little. But not in the Asterian Keep.
Yes, not in Asterian Keep.
Yes, not in the castle, and definitely not off of the dragon.
He looks up at the dragon.
Though, to be honest, I've not actually been to Prince before. This is a bit overwhelming.
Sawyer looks
Um,
not impressed.
As entertaining as this has been, there's you just don't go knocking on the palace doors. You wouldn't get anywhere close to that before you would be stopped by guards.
Right, and then we would explain our mission to the guards, and then the guards would provide us escort. Correct?
So let me ask you this, or do you know any order of knights here that are familiar with your order? Like, could we go to them first and see if they may have some insight?
Off the top of my head, I don't believe I know of any other orders of knights, as I have only ever been within Norbarrow's walls. Nor do I believe any... If such an order of knights did exist in Prince, they have not come as far as my humble little town. But let me think real quick. Would I know of anything like this?
I mean, Prince has knights. I'm just saying, would one order have influence with another, or are you guys completely separate and they wouldn't listen to you any easier than they would a stranger off the street?
With a history of 11, how can I respond?
You do not know a single soul in Prince.
Wow.
I
Really?
am sad to say
Oh
that
man.
I do not know of
Uh,
I do not know of any of Prince's knightly orders at all.
damn.
Okay, so you have spent most of your time in Norborough and Yamdo. I know exactly where you've spent most of your life. So I feel the need to explain that this is a very, very big city and filled with all kinds of interesting and maybe crazy people. So going up and trying to convince the king that the world's ending is gonna not be much different than a normal Tuesday. So we're not likely to be taken seriously. He doesn't. The king doesn't take audiences real frequently. This is again a huge city. It's not like he can have people lining up every day to give him his grievances. I've actually only seen him once or twice in my entire life. So I think we're going to have to find a way to find someone who might be able to give him a message. I doubt we will actually ever be able to be granted a direct audience.
I,
So who can we get to know that may believe us, and then they may have some influence inside the palace?
You are surprised by a voice who catches you off guard as a cart rolls up next to yours, and you hear a voice.
It's Pata.
Oh, God, and it's not. You hear,
That's the magic
oh,
dealer.
it is. It's
Yeah!
What a predicament you all have found yourself in.
Gully foil.
As he
There
rides
it
up,
is.
Gully Foyle in his purple outfit with his purple covered cart. Oddly enough, he seems to be riding in his cart, legs crossed and leaning back, no hands on the rein, yet his horse somehow instinctively stops next to you so that he can turn his head to speak to you all as you sit in your converter cart.
Convert cart. There it is. Ah, Gully. Nice see you again.
Oh, yes.
How are you?
I am well. Thank you for asking me, my friend Yamdo. I can honestly tell you that I would be better, but I've been having strange dreams recently and haven't been able to sleep well.
That's interesting.
what dreams have you been having?
We've had dreams
Oh!
too.
This and that, nightmares where I was sneaking into my own country club, and nightmares where I've been out of goods to sell. You know, the usual things. This and that, being in my underwear in front of a ton of people, the wave of the dead, things like that.
That one. Wave of death. We
Ah.
had dream. We had dream, Gully. It was horrible. You see, me and Lola and Sawyer and Ordovik.
Yamdo,
Yes.
maybe we let him tell us what he saw first before we volunteer too much of our own information.
You are right.
I see what you see, my dear sweet lady. And he turns and kind of looks
you
back.
see what I see.
He looks up towards up the hill towards the keep, and he kind of turns back to you and he says, and he leans and he says, "You have friends in Prince, and you don't even know it."
You see what I see.
I'm only trying to help.
I doubt that I have too many friends in Prince.
Well, I can think of at least one.
I can definitely think of one that is not. But you
That's
should
it.
see that because you see what I see.
The rebuttal.
If you are seeking aid to get word to the king,
How did he know?
then I would like to recommend to you to speak to a man named Gimmet Fordham.
Gimmet Fordham.
Gimmet Fordham is the king's master of orders. He's an intelligent man, wise, pleasant, peaceful. And there's nothing he fears more than chaos and the undead. I can promise you that if you are able to seek an audience or get word to him, that's your key to getting to King Lane. And you're going to have to get to King Lane if you really want to accomplish anything. But he's a busy man.
We will take that under advisement.
Where is this Gimmet Fordham?
He's in the keep, of course.
Can you point to the keep?
he doesn't even have to turn his head. He just points to the largest. You can see the keep at the peak of its plateau. It's so good, Yamdo.
As fun as it was to watch you and Lola have a verbal duel there,
Ha!
you know far more than you are letting on. Perhaps, given your shared dreams that we have had, perhaps you should be more straight. Who is this ally of Miss Harvey's that you seemingly know so well?
I
More
can be.
importantly, why do you know of our mission?
I know of your mission because we share the same mission. And he leans and he says, I mean to help. He says, the only thing that I can offer you is that this world needs saving. Some of us have banked upon you all to save us. And he kind of leans back up and his sort of dour tone resumes and he says, this is a very large city. I hope you all brought a map. As for me, I've got business myself. And now if you excuse me, I've got to be off.
Nice seeing you again.
Again, he leans back and he smiles at you guys underneath his large purple hat, and his horse, and without no reins, again just takes off and starts trotting forward. As
I
he
do not
trots
trust
into
that
town.
man.
Who the hell was that?
Why does this man know so much?
I was fiddling with the chronograph this whole time. What happened?
That was Gully Foyle. We saw
The
him.
charlatan with the magic items.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently he
Charlatan.
sees the same dreams as we do.
What?
I'm not sure how that's possible. He's not in the dream, and he wasn't near us when it happened, so how can he see them?
But perhaps more curious is that he stated that the world needs saving, and that
Specifically
some of
this.
us, yes, but that some of us, himself and another group of perhaps other charlatans, have banked upon all of us saving this world. That doesn't make any sense at all.
You're trying to make sense of a charlatan. It's probably just a little crazy.
Given the visions that we've had, my dear friend, signs and portents seem to be everywhere.
It's almost as if he was saying this world like there were others.
Other worlds. Like other realities? Maybe.
Are we in the cart still?
Yeah, you guys are still in the converter cart. You're just sitting outside of Hams is even like, who the hell was that?
That was Gully Foyle.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all are starting to scare old Hams a little bit.
Don't be scared. You are safe.
You might want to move south, though, and get Gloria and take her with you.
Oh, Gloria's governor of Norbarrow. She ain't gonna go anywhere.
Yeah, they might want to build a wall.
Listen, I tell you, what we really go for right now. All of us probably go for a good old ale, don't you think?
Yes.
You ever heard of a place called the Wanton Wench?
Mm-mm. We heard of
Oh.
Bloody Wench.
Well, Bloody Wench is back in Norbarrow. That's a spooky ghost. You don't want to run into her late at night. It's spooky.
No. We don't want to.
But the Wanton Wench is a little stout inn right up ahead on the corner. I can almost see it from here. Run by a couple dwarves. They serve ale that's said to be magical.
Magical. Like what it do?
Nothing bad has ever come from dwarves and drinking.
I was gonna say, if it makes me feel a little better about this whole situation, I'm up for it.
All right, then. I guess we're decided. And he whips the reins, and the horses trot forward through this town. You see, as you approach, as you get further deeper, the Wanton Wench is actually number 5 up here, so it's not that far.
Hey.
But immediately as you come into like the proper area of the city, like this like border here, the streets are packed full of people. As we end up, like, the streets are still a little slick and wet, but there are a ton of people out here in this sort of this large main road. This road maybe ends up being about 100 feet wide and paved with white stone. On either side of you, as you kind of come in, and even this big clearing up ahead where the Wanton Wench is, is a huge this, white stone shopping sort of center, and you can smell meats and food and chocolate coming from all manner of different buildings. And these are well maintained, beautiful shops. This is one of the most popular roads for getting into Prince. And this little portion here is, at the very least, intentionally kept beautiful for it to be like the first sight seen when you come into the city. You can smell savory meats coming out of this. There's a staircase leading down into a sort of a basement, and up above it, so that kind of hanging at eye level because of the downward staircase, you can see a sign. This sign has the words "The Wanton Wench," with a woman lying, the depiction of a woman lying on top of the words.
Ooh. Wonder if they have good food. Smells delicious.
Are we sure this is
Doesn't look
a
like that's what
tavern
they're
and not
famous
a
for.
brothel?
Oh, it's not a brothel, Hames chimes in. I promise you that. But if you're looking for one, I promise I can tell you where they are, too. Oh, let's go now. And he pops on out of the car.
Maybe
I'll be right back. I'll have my headphones on.
there it is. Maybe we stop in this wench and get local news and how do you put it? Scuttlebutt?
I beg your pardon, friend. What? Scuttle what?
Yes, Yamdo heard word one time. Scuttlebutt. Means rumors.
Dare I say you have taught me something new today, Em?
There it is.
Scuttlebutt.
Scuttlebutt.
How novel.
Rumors.
I feel like it's Ord who notices this as you're saying that. But Sawyer is like looking out at all the people, and he just has this like 1,000-yard stare.
Actually, we all descend out of the cart, and everyone starts to head inside of this tavern. Sawyer, you end up being last to go into the tavern, and for a moment you stop as you see that there is a homeless man, sort of like kind of lying in an alleyway, and he looks frail and thin and kind of sickly. But for some weird reason, you find yourself attracted to this man. Are we proceeding inside with the rest of the team, or are we going to check out the old guy?
We're gonna check out the old guy.
Yeah, let's
You're
check
not
him
gonna
out.
put an old guy in front of me, and I'm not gonna check it out.
So you head over to this old man, and you get up closer to him, and you get this tingling sensation, and the chronograph on your arm, you can feel it like this small, shallow vibration, something that you're not used to. And even though you haven't like had this moment before, you can tell that something is coming. And you get up to this old man, and he raises his head to look at you, and you're kind of shocked to see that he is you. He's a Sawyer lying on the ground, desolate, thin, frail, almost feral looking. He doesn't seem to have a clue where he is or what he's doing.
Yo, what?
And you stop, and everything sort of seems to slow around you, and the sounds of the town stop. And you look around, and you feel the urge to walk, and nothing seems to be moving very quickly, but you pass by a happy couple, and it's a man walking with a woman there, swinging a child between them, and you see, and it's Sawyer. Sawyer is the man. And you see a man with his hand against the wall, and he's weeping, and he's Sawyer. And you see people who are nobodies, and you see tyrants, and you see gravestones that are Sawyer, Sawyer, Sawyer. You see guards pulling a bloated and ugly corpse of Sawyer out of a sewer. And eventually you meander around your cart and you come to the other side of the northern edge, the western edge of this street, where on the street corner you see a man is selling some sort of food cooked in fat. It's like a fried dish this man is serving. Um, Amongst other things, he's selling sweets, sweet bread and cakes, and there's an old man, and the old man has a young boy, his grandson there, and the old man buys his grandson a cake, and everything is happening in slow motion. And you hear a voice, Sawyer, and the voice says, "Who do you think you are?" And you don't know where it's coming from. You look around, you don't see anyone. And you look back, and this old man slowly, in slow motion, he hands the boy this cake. And the old man goes to clip his money clip back on his belt. But you can tell that being an expert just looking at it, that it's done lazily. And you watch as a Sawyer approaches him, another one, desperate looking, vile version of yourself. And this Sawyer goes and tries as hard as he can, as if he might have been a professional pickpocket at one point, to snatch this purse of gold. But the old man notices him, and the old man turns, but as you watch in slow motion, the Sawyer draws a blade and drives it into the old man's chest. And you see this grandson's face as this old man falls backwards, leaving a trail of blood almost suspended in air. And you can see the shock on this boy's face as this feral, blade-wielding Sawyer turns, and he hustles straight at you, holding on to this gold. And then he stops right in front of you and looks you right in the eyes. And you can see this drawn, skinned face. You can see cracked, one of his tusks is cracked, but you have the same eyes, the exact same eyes. And from behind him, you see a Sawyer walk around the corner, and behind this Sawyer, suspended in midair, an enormous version of the chronograph, maybe 4.5 feet wide. And you watch as blocks of this chronograph behind him click and turn, and click and turn, and click and turn. And you can feel this Sawyer's eyes on you as everything pauses around you. But then slowly, it all starts to go back to normal. And there is no other Sawyer, and there is no other vagrant. But in front of you, you see an old man buying a cake for his grandson. And the old man goes to put his coin purse back on his hip, but he does it sort of lazily. And the coin purse falls unseen to the ground, and you can see it's fat with gold, and lands on a pile of leaves just under the counter of this man's shop, of this man's vendor cart. And the old man and the son turn, and the grandson turn and begin to walk away.
Content.
I'm gonna use I don't see a kid, right? Like this
No.
is this like a replica? Is this what just happened? I'm seeing it again, or is this like a really
There's
similar situation?
there's no homeless man running in to stab this old man. Instead of the old man, in the vision, the old man clipped it on his waistline, and you can tell by looking at it that it wasn't secured well. And this other Sawyer saw it as well. And the other Sawyer goes in to steal it because he's desperate. And he ends up killing the old man in front of the grandchild and trying to run, and almost runs into you. Although you don't get the sense that he necessarily saw you or not. It's just that that everything seemed to stop when this man was right in front of you, happened to be looking into your eyes. But now, in the reality, you see the same old man and the same boy, and the old man drops his coin purse. You can tell on accident and unnoticed. The coin purse lies on a pile of leaves, and it blends in almost perfectly. You get the sense that no one saw this but you.
I'm gonna use telekinesis to like kind of cover the coin purse with more debris.
Yeah.
Dale.
Keep it hidden. And I'm just gonna wait.
Ooh, man.
Oh man.
Let's go. The coin spinners are here.
Sawyer, it's still Sawyer, bro.
Oh man, I was like, oh, this is a perfect opportunity to show his good side.
Yep.
No.
Unbelievably good. Unbelievably good. We'll talk about that in
After-
tribute
yeah.
talk.
Yeah, after a few moments, if no like alternate version of myself shows up, and I definitely give it a couple minutes, I will go and fucking nonchalantly pick up the gold.
Sure. You find 83 gold pieces in a sack.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you
Man, this
degenerate.
sucks because I can't even be mad at you because I didn't see it happen.
Yeah, sorry. But yeah, now Sawyer, you find yourself. Everyone inside you all suddenly realize that this is you go in. This is a low ceiling joint, right? Like this is dwarven built, obviously. Or you are nearly uncomfortable. You find that the urge to sit immediately. But there is a lively and popular band playing. And
We got a band playing?
Yep.
Yes.
And we find ourselves in the, what did I call it? The Wanton Winch? Is that what it was?
Yes.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I still have a cough. Unbelievably, weeks I've had this cough, I feel like. The Wanton Winch, indeed, that's what it is. It is a low bar that was kind of built in underneath of this building. You can see that there is a staircase going up that was added in at one point in time. This was merely almost a speakeasy underneath of an apartment complex. Is now turned into an inn and tavern.
Speakeasies. Hell yeah.
Yep. You can see there is a grizzled a dwarf behind the bar who looks like he's as drunk as the people in the bar are. He has an angular face and he has straight gray hair that sort of curls out on the ends. And he's got green eyes. You can see that he has on his back a short spear for some odd reason, and and he is wearing leather armor, but he is rosy cheeked and drunk but as happy as the people in the tavern, although he seems to be relative enjoying himself.
He's not by himself, is he?
No, I mean, there's plenty of people in this bar
Okay.
at this point. But you also happen to look around and notice that Sawyer is not there. Discuss amongst yourselves while I go get a drink.
Sawyer? Ord, have you seen? He was right here. I mean, wait, yeah, he was right here.
He was right behind us.
Lola, where? Sawyer not here.
Perhaps he's just taking in the sights. I'm sure he'll join us in time.
It's a big city where you can find yourself a lot of trouble if you want to. So, he probably shouldn't be wandering around too far.
Sawyer!
Unless that's his
Technical person.
intention, which wouldn't shock me.
I was going to
Sawyer!
say, he seems like this place seems like Sawyer would fit in quite well.
And then Sawyer walks in.
Ah. Sawyer! Sawyer!
And I need law. Because I need to know if that old homeless person's still there.
Right? We out here.
Sawyer, you haven't been up to any trouble, have you?
No, of course not. It's a big city.
Yeah, I somehow,
Just getting my feet.
somehow don't seem too convinced, but
That
Glad
seems
to
to be a
have you join
subjective
us.
thing to ask. He was only gone, what, a few minutes at most?
Yeah, time's a construct.
Well, that's fair. Ms. Harvey, you seem to
YOLO.
know...
What did I
You
miss?
seem to know a great deal about this place. Would you care to explain more?
well, I can tell you for sure this is my first time at the Wanton Wench.
Ooh. It is your first time?
It
Or
is,
is-
yes.
Before I walked in, was the homeless guy still there, or is that
Yes,
person
but
gone?
he's not Sawyer.
cool? Gonna just slip him the 83 gold.
What?
Yeah!
What? Oh my god. Blowing
Yes!
my
Dan
mind, bro.
Rascal, stop doing this to me.
There it is.
I can't decide if I really like Sawyer or really hate him.
That's the content right there.
That's what I want.
We love the content.
You hear as you turn to walk in, and you hear this man. You can tell as he's opened up the coin purse. You hear, "Thank you, thank you."
I would have like hit it on him. Like I don't do that.
Oh, so
I don't want to talk to this individual. Like if he's like sleeping or something, I would have put it on his person.
All right, deal,
and walked
deal,
away.
deal.
We're walking in.
All right, who's up for a drink? I definitely am.
I thought that was magic beer.
Yes, Lola. Yamdo usually drinks water, but the thing that you had, what was it? The
The
card,
Johnny jump up?
the Johnny jump up. Yamdo might like try that.
Maybe we start with something lighter first.
Okay.
Like maybe just the cider,
Oi.
and then build from there.
Okay, cider. Okay,
Cider. It's just like apples, but
Yamdo like
more
apples.
fun.
More fun than apples. Super apples.
I'm so glad you have a fucking camera yet. Because I looked at you and you looked exactly like how I expected him to look.
I'll tell you, bro. We out here with the content, bro.
Yeah, you guys approach the bar and you're, "Oi, welcome to the Wanton Wench. They call me Swine.
Swine.
Have you come to enjoy? I see you got 4 members there. Which one of you can drink for 2?
I think we all look at Ord.
Yes.
Oh no, not me.
Well, I only ask because we got a special. It's the Magic Missile. You can get 5 pints for the price of 4.
Hey.
I'm pretty sure we can find someone to finish that 5th one.
Perhaps old Hams would appreciate the beer.
Oh yes.
Or that.
Oh yeah, Mr. Hams.
Oh
I
yeah.
forgot about Mr. Hams.
We'll get
Mr.
one
Hands,
for
come down
him,
this
one for me, one for you, and something lighter for this one.
Yes. Like cider.
A cider.
It's
Maybe like water it down a little bit for him.
yes, yes,
Or you'll get you a cider then coming right up.
yes.
And then the Magic Missile for the rest of the year.
Yeah, we're trying that right now.
And a water, if you'd be so kind.
Oh, water.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
a water.
Oh, no
Is
problem
that
then.
is that part of your vows, or do you not drink?
Not quite. I'd rather be focused for the task ahead. Also, if this city is as dangerous, well, I shouldn't say as dangerous, if the potential for danger is around the corner, I would like to be sharp and not have my senses diluted.
He says, well,
Well,
come
it's
in.
not a terrible city. It's not just like every corner's lurking danger. As long as you're, careful and stay away from certain parts.
What's
Me, on
that
the other
place called?
hand, I would take Ord's drink because I'm gonna need it today.
Yes, please,
Hey.
share my beverage amongst yourselves.
Hams grabs a drink. He says, "Whoa, thank you all very much for getting me a nice ale. This is gonna go down real smooth." Now, my lady, how come you are gonna have to? Well, you gotta explain to me why you so nervous about being in Prince. And Swine, he stops and he says, "All right now, I hate to do it to you, but you're gonna have to cough up the gold for your drinks."
Well, that's fine.
I'll cover it.
Oh,
I was going to say, I've never met a
Straight,
bartender.
that'll be 16 gold pieces.
No, that's
Jesus,
rich
what the
drinks.
fuck?
damn.
Do you have a menu that lists the prices of your items by any chance?
It's fine. It's fine. got
Yeah,
it.
hold on it, and he turns and he comes in. It's simple. It's drinks listed only. Actually, it's not drinks. It's food is listed as well, but it's just listed as food. And cider. He actually turns back and he scribbles cider onto it. You can see him do it with like a charcoal pencil.
There
So
it
it comes back
is.
and it says that ale is 3 gold. The miss ale, the magic miss ale, you get 5 pints for the price of 12 gold. For 5 pints for the price of 4. And then food is listed as 3 gold, and then cider is listed as 4 gold.
Oh man, the content. We love the content.
We should probably get something to eat. It's been a long ride.
Long day indeed.
What you got here? What's your best? What are you known for? What's your best food?
Oh, I tell you what we're known for. We're known for whatever we got cooking today. If you take a look at the menu, you see it only lists food, okay? We're known for our magic missiles. And you actually notice as you look at your drinks that there actually appears to be a like red magic missile bouncing around inside of your glass.
Oh,
a
wow.
tiny little red thing. It's not making any noise. It's visual only. And right now we got, I think we got roast lamb and asparagus.
And asparagus. Yamdo like
This is a
asparagus.
meal.
Under the
This is a
smell
meal
of
that
that meat
Kyle
cooking.
would love.
I smell that meat roasting back there. Ah.
The content.
You got any cheese?
Yo, he loves his cheese. Get that man his cheese.
Well, let me go ahead and see if we got some cheese. Hold on. And he snatches the menu from in front of you and turns around. And when he comes back, cheese, 4 gold is written on the menu.
Wow, 4 gold for just some cheese flakes, man. Woof, Prince is expensive, man. Prince is New York City, man.
Oh, you're on from the city then.
New York
Should've
City
went to
prices.
Cherry Alley.
Yo, Cherry Alley. Oh, man.
Well, you can go help yourselves to Cherry Alley if you like. Just if you go there, don't come back here. We don't want you to bring the smell.
The smell.
His breath is oppressive.
Ew! Breathing up on me, bro. You got that COVID breath, bro. Oh my god, the content. Okay. Okay, so Swine, while you're here, Yamdo have question.
Well, lay him on me. Lay him on your friend the swine.
Swine, have you met Gimmet Fordham?
Gimmet Fordham? Have
Yes.
I met him?
Yes.
Hell no, I haven't met him.
Oh.
That's the master of orders. He's practically the kingdom himself.
Really?
Hey,
be-
you think that? Listen here, you crazy tan-skinned loony. I don't know where you're from, but around here, king's just a king in name, all right? He's got a whole list of people behind him who he's got working for him.
Because that's Yamdo find that interesting. We seek audience with Gimmet Fordham.
Well, I tell you what, Hams is going to be able to help you out with then.
Oh, okay. Wait, you know Hams?
Absolutely nothing.
Ah!
And he, whenever he laughs at you, it's just like, oh, the smell.
Oh my god. Hoofa!
He
Hoof!
sticks his tongue out when he's like, ah! And it's like in your face. Ugh, it's horrible.
Oh man. Well, Yamdo appreciate your help.
Hey, if you want to see Gimmet, you're going to have to head that way. And he points towards the wall, which faces towards the inner city.
Towards the keep.
Hey,
Aye.
the man lives in the keep. Listen, he's on the council. I'm sorry if I've been rude.
No, no worries.
You know, you heard of King Lane.
Yes.
Do you know the Queen?
No. What her name? Queen
Madison.
Queen
Her name?
Madison.
Madison Lane.
Queen
And they got-
Madison Lane.
2 kids whose names escape me. And then on the council is Gimmet Fordham and Krieg Roldham and Gendris Umbledore.
Dendris
Really?
Dumbledore.
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 Umble.
Umbledore.
Bumble? No.
And
Fumble.
wow. No, you know a lot about Prince, it seems, Swine. How long you live here?
Ooh, not terribly long, not terribly long. Probably about 30 years, I suppose.
Not long in Dwarven years, I see.
Oh, yeah, well, I had to get out of the underground, you know.
What do you...
Living in Bondurwar can creep in on you.
Me, my friends, we are the metaphor, but maybe a few days ago, maybe a few weeks ago, we actually were in Dwarven Mines up north.
Oh, you don't say.
Yes.
That's quite a story there. And I
Yes.
tell you what, your friend Swine wanting to hear all about it. As soon as I serve these other guests. Now, excuse me.
Thank
And he
you.
takes off.
Thank you.
Speaking of the Dwarven Mines, Sawyer, Lola, did you all get any confirmation from the missive that you had sent?
Sawyer's on his third beer.
Whoa! He's drinking 3 of the 5 that they got?
Let's
Yeah.
He's
go.
buying an extra ones.
He paid for 5. He's gonna drink them.
There it is.
You drinking all 5 of them?
I
Sawyer,
who's
you've
getting the other
ingested-
2?
Sawyer,
Lola
you've
and...
ingested these much faster than you normally do. Is everything all right?
Yeah. It's just common nerves.
Ah, I see. Understood.
Oh wait, so has okay, so the beers have already been served yet?
Yeah,
Do I have my cider in my hand?
sure.
Okay. So Yamdo
Sorry,
stands
I
up.
don't know, maybe I missed that. Sorry.
Yamdo
All watch.
Yamdo stands up and he has his cider in his
I'll let
hand
him go.
and he goes Yamdo not used to this Lola or Sawyer Leonidas and he smells the cider. He looks inside.
It's just water with more flavor.
Water with more flick. Okay, well,
That is
And
not,
bubbles.
that's
And-
not true. It's
bubbles. Well,
aged.
either way, that dream we had, it made Yamdo think if we are to fight undead, Yamdo not think of better family, friends to fight undead with, even if we ultimately die, then with you, my friends, my family. So, to the metaphor, and he clinks
To the metaphor.
the glasses together.
To the metaphor.
Yes, and he takes his seat, yo. Hell yeah, baby. The
Hey, did you
content.
Drink it?
Oh yeah. And so he takes a sip of this hard cider, and oh dear,
Oh no.
oh dear.
What
Law,
troubles you, friend?
since this is the first time that I've drank alcohol, is it safe to say, can I do like a Constitution saving throw at
Absolutely.
let's do a Constitution saving
Let the
throw.
dice decide.
Let's see. Let's do a Constitution saving throw. And you know what? Let's see. Let's go.
It's like suddenly everything seems a little bit better. It's like maybe the dream's just a dream. Like you literally are like, wait a minute, why are we getting worried about a dream? Like that was nothing. Like, why are we? It's just a bad dream I had. And like the city is so cool, and your friends are so cool. Like everything's awesome, dude. Like why is everybody stressing? Is how you're feeling right now.
Yeah. Ooh.
You've never had a drink this cold before. So
Never.
I'm gonna press the digitation it colder.
Yeah. Let's go. Ice cold, baby. Whew. It
How you liking the bubbles, Yamdo?
it it mm,
Kind of burns a little bit, right?
Just drop the accent completely.
Ooh.
it's it, Yamdo like this bubbly cider.
Oh, look at him go.
Yamdo could get used to this.
Does intoxication count as poison or a disease?
Oh,
I
don't
don't
be
even know
curing him.
what
Let
that
him have his first
Yeah.
hangover. Come on.
Let's go.
Or like has his hand like as soon as he sees like that Yamdo's like getting an emotion, he's like,
If you could cure hangovers, there would be lines out the door every morning.
Yeah.
"Oh, ladies' hands."
Gonna lay these hands.
The content.
Cure the poison.
He just pats Yamdo on the shoulder and said, instead of trying to lay on him, he's just like,
You all come to the realization that it's barely 2 p.m. at this point, and some of you are drinking rather heavily.
Yo, day
Are we gonna
drinking.
Continue?
We love a
Are we
good day drink.
continuing the day drink, or what is our plan?
We
You
love
all
a
get
good
this
day
sort
drink.
of sense of need to take action.
Yes.
But
So,
what are you gonna do?
guys-
Like, there's many things that you could do. And not only that, but some of you feel like you need to do things.
Yes.
yeah,
Well-
Ord's itching to get up.
I would suggest the first thing we do is find suitable lodging. That way we have that taken care of before we start what we want to do for today. I actually would like to run a personal errand, but if you guys can get some lodging set up, I can meet you there, and then we can work on trying to find Gimmet Fordham.
Yeah.
Shall
Give
we
it
go
for them.
deep into the city?
Yes. Yamdo.
I mean, this is kind of like the hey, welcome to Prince touristy area. So it's clean, it's nice. It's probably a little more expensive than other places, but it's definitely a safe place. But it can probably get pretty expensive.
Where are those catacombs again?
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yes.
History
in-
check. History
in
check.
Hysteria.
Was it under
History check. Rosine rolls it a bit with advantage.
I thought
History
they were
check.
under the keep.
Pendle Keep,
History
right?
check there. No. Pendle Castle's way north. That's
That
the
is-
other
yeah,
direction.
y'all are way off.
Yeah. The catacombs are history check. That's where they are. Rosine rolls with advantage.
Ooh, with 5. Oh, baby. We love it.
Um,
Damn.
Rosine, yes, you know that they are underneath of the keep. Actually, there's sewers and catacombs underneath of like the entire city, but most certainly underneath of the keep is where what you're looking for. The tablets.
Isn't the keep also where the king is?
Yes, keep is also where the king is.
Closer we get to the keep, the better.
Hell yeah.
So you guys want to lodge inside the walls then, or do you want to stay out here?
Inside the walls.
Yes. Safer inside walls, Yamdo would think.
Oh, well, when
Do
I
you
was
have-
saying that, like, it could be less expensive, I meant, like, less expensive in the outer wall areas. You get inside the walls, and that's where, like, you know,
This is
it
yes.
gets pretty expensive. So I was thinking maybe a lesser expensive area outside the walls.
That is good idea. Plus, besides, Yamdo used to sleeping in trees. Yamdo not care for lavish lodgings. We can go cheap.
How much money do we even have right now? Like, I'm just kind of worried that we're not gonna have the money to do this.
I have 361 gold.
Yeah. Yamdo.
Wow, rolling it over there, Sawyer.
Oh, I
There it
gotta
is.
save it for the spells.
There it
the
is.
spells are fucking expensive.
Yamdo have 79.
We could ask the bar guy where a safe but reasonable lodging would be.
Safe but reasonable Airbnb.
I'll be
Perhaps,
honest, I don't know a lot about staying in inns here.
if I may, Miss Herbie, would it be out of the question to believe that the temples around here, or any sort of perhaps religious institution might offer lodging of some kind to travelers.
Well, yes, but usually it's to people less fortunate, not just people who don't feel like paying for an inn.
Well, I agree with that, and do believe that. It wouldn't be out of. I don't believe it would be improper of us to at least try. I'm not sure how far I could get here with having no prestige or.
Sounds to me a little bit like we're going to be splitting up a little bit here. Who's going to go which direction?
Well, I'm just running a quick errand. I don't know if anybody else is splitting up.
And Kyle's planning on going and seeking the religious temples, I'm assuming.
Well, I'm trying to find us a place of lodging.
And
The
Yemdo,
temple.
and Yemdo just going to
Yemdo
silver
and Sawyer.
silver
and Sawyer.
his tip. There it is. Yemdo, we just going to silver our tips. Silver our
Yeah,
spears.
Yeah, we're gonna go silver at tips.
Yes, we silver tips.
Whatever that
Um,
means.
if you wouldn't mind, Yamdo,
Yes.
I did purchase a spear of my own, which reminds me, when we
You-
have free time, I would like to learn how to handle a spear.
Ooh.
You seem to be quite proficient.
Yes, Yemdo. Yes, spear. Very versatile weapon. Can be thrown. Good at catching fish from atop rocks, atop waterfalls even. But when you don't want to throw it, you can use it with one hand or with two. Yamdo would be honored. Teach you proficiency with spear.
Very good. But with that being said, if, and only if, it is not expensive, would you mind silvering this spear as well?
Absolutely. My pleasure.
And Ord gives him his spare spear.
Yamdo grabs the spear, holds it in his hand, balances
It's
it.
it's surprisingly not at all a giant tree trunk. It actually seems a little too small for Ord.
Let's go. And hell yeah, bro. And Yamdo just kind of sheathes it with his other spear.
Drunk
So then
Sawyer
you guys are going to
and-
stay together and go to blacksmith and then maybe to see a temple.
Yes.
Oh, I figured Sawyer and Yamdo were going to go tinker to their weapons. I figured I would find us some safe lodging.
Yeah.
I don't intend to wander or purchase anything of the sort.
And old Hams will just stay here if that's all right with y'all.
Yes, you like it
Yes.
here,
Enjoy
don't you?
it.
Yes.
Hams,
This
Treat
is my
yourself.
favorite drinking spot in the city.
Yes. This my
treat
favorite
yourself
drink.
and stay out of trouble.
Their favorite inn nearby.
Well, I would recommend staying here, but if you're really interested in it, there is a couple other places in Five Cliffs that you could stay in.
5 cliffs.
There's
Which one is best balanced between affordable and comfortable?
Oh, if I had to pick one that was right in the middle, I'd probably say you're looking for the Lamprights. It's probably the one that's least off the main road, so it pretty moderate in price, I'd estimate.
Off the road sounds good.
We like
Yeah, we
off
should
the
just
road.
go there.
I mean, there's a
That's the
fancy sort of one that's built by a whole ton of elves nearby, but that one just gets expensive. And then there's that other one that's got the weird bartender.
Why bartender weird?
Alright, no, that was the weird bartender.
I just don't trust them kind of people who come around and claim that them being dragons and all.
Dragons. Like giant statue outside? Dragon?
I mean, one of them Dragonborn?
No, not a dragon. Man claims to be a dragon in disguise.
Maybe he's...
Dragon in disguise.
Yeah, maybe he's the statue, yes? Statue outside?
No, that statue. Don't you not familiar with the statue?
No, but Yemdo would like to climb it.
Oh, you want to climb it, huh?
Yes.
Jamdo,
Well, I'm
oh,
talking about the Hero's Inn is what I'm talking about.
The
Let's go to the quaint
heroes.
one. What's the quaint one? I like the quaint one.
The quaint one is number 11 on your map, and he details you how to get. He says that's called the Lamprights. It's you go over there. It's a large-looking half timber and brick building. It's got all these strange-looking gargoyle statues carved in the wood.
Gargoyles
There
carved
you
in
go.
wood.
That's
Interesting.
probably where you find the most moderate price in Five Cliffs.
Okay,
then
well
this-
then, how about we split up and then we can all meet over there?
Sound good.
So
and
Sawyer and Yamdo are heading for a blacksmith,
Yes, blacksmith.
and Ord is going for religious,
Where's Lola going again?
personal
Shit.
I
class.
have to run an errand.
Just go see a
do
man about a
you,
horse.
do
You see,
you
man, bad
require,
dog.
do you require an escort or no?
No, not this time. I think I'll be okay.
Be careful, Lola.
Very well.
Of course, Yamdo.
Okay, very good then.
Ord has no idea what he's gonna do.
You don't know what you're doing?
Oh, well then just go with us. Yeah,
You
we're
come.
going. Let's go to a blacksmith with drunk Sawyer. Certainly nothing will go wrong.
Yeah, cause
Yeah.
Ord doesn't know Prince enough to like wander off by himself, and the chances of him like stumbling into like, oh, do you know another knightly order? Like, he's more likely to run into some dudes that are like, yeah, come around the corner here with the order of the backstabbers, and then
As you guys take off, and Ham pops off and he says, "Hold on now, we all planning on meeting up back here? Is that the plan?"
No,
Yes,
we're going to the right lamp. The
we
lamp's
got
right.
the lamplight.
The Lamprights. Oh, all right. Well,
Lamplight.
I suppose then maybe all hams will just sleep in the cart tonight, and old back won't do well sleeping on them cushions in there. But
Hams, what seems to be the issue with sleeping at another inn?
hams don't have a whole ton of money about them, you know.
Hams,
We will
Hams.
cover and
Oh, well, then ain't you all the most generous folk that the ham has ever met? And he's well, I'm going to get the card and take it on over to Lamprights then.
make yourself comfortable. Go ahead and check in, or let the host know that we have a party of 5, and get things set up for us. Treat yourself. Relax.
Treat yourself, yes.
I have decided that I will, in fact, go seek a religious institution.
How about, okay, wonderful. So, we're going to, sorry, but we're going to be following Lola here. If this
Yo, let's go. I want to see this.
So, Lola, where are you headed?
Let's go. Content.
Are you headed to the Moon Gate first, or are you
I
headed to
am
Old Gate?
heading to see an old friend,
Yo, we love old friends. Let's
Named-
go.
Dalbus.
Excellent. So you go, Lola, you walk through the Great White Gates of Prince, and you walk through a tunnel underneath the Great White Gates. And you take in a moment to realize that the pure thickness. I mean, these gates are almost 60 feet thick. You come out as you pass through the Moon Gate. You come out the Moon Gate neighborhood. Oops, there's Moon Gate. We're gonna go back. to
Moongate.
So you pass into the inner walls here, and you look around at this sort of upper class, nicer neighborhood. Everyone inside the wall seems to be wearing nicer clothing, and you kind of look down and for a second you're thankful for your new outfit. You know, you feel like you actually for once maybe in your lifetime you feel like you might actually blend into these people.
There it is.
And you start traveling down these familiar streets, and eventually you come to the large stone columned 2-story correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe it's just called the Harvey Library. Nicholas Harvey Library?
No, it's the Harvey Historical Library.
Harvey Historical Library.
Let's go.
And you climb these stone steps up and open this large door, and you are immediately bombarded by the smell of old leather and old paper and this library scent that you've come to love so much and are so familiar with, particularly here. Inside, the whole place is lit by a warm yellow glow, and you can see these old, dark wooden walls and these towering towering bookshelves that go up to the underside of the second floor, and you can see these two grand staircases, one to your left and one to your right, that go up to this balcony on the second floor where there's another tall row of library books.
Damn.
And you see and you smell the colors of these books, and you inhale it, and you just love everything about it. In the center of the room, right in front of you, this raised dais desk, and sitting behind it, scribbling, you can see the old weathered face, this blue scaled face of this blue dragonborn that you recognize as Dalbus. And as you enter, he says, "Please make your way in. Please welcome to the Harvey Historical Library." And he raises his head to look at you, and he says, "Should you have any questions, please don't hesitate to..." And he stops for a second, and he grabs glasses on his head, and he moves them up his nose towards his eyes. And he goes, and he stops, and he looks at you, and he says, "Good gods, Miss Harvey, is that you?"
Let's go. Let's go.
I walk in, and just as you described it, I'm just taking in the smell and seeing the sights, and there is just no place on the entire or whatever Earth, I don't know what it's called here, on the entire world that gives me a sense of peace and at homeness that moment does, and I haven't felt that for so long. And I have this big smile at my face as I see him recognize me. And as soon as he says my name, I just bust out in tears.
Oh!
And he says, Miss Harvey. And he stands up, and you can tell that he's aged since the last time you saw him. He's not weak or anything by any means, but he hobbles a little bit, and he stands up from his chair, and he hobbles down the side of this, step down his exit desk, and he goes up, and he looks at you, and he has this big warm smile on his face, and you can see these little gentle eyes, and he comes at you with arms outstretched, coming in for a big hug.
Yeah, I run right to him and just throw myself around him and just I just let myself cry for a second, and then I back up and wipe the tears from my eyes and say,
Miss Harvey.
"Oh, Dalbus, it is so good to see you."
We had thought you lost like your grandfather. It brings great joy for me to see you again. It has been years. We were so concerned.
Yeah,
Where
it's
where
been
did
a
you
long
go?
time. You're about the only person I can be honest with about all of this, but I just had to go try to find him.
You are just like him, you know that.
I I do.
You would have loved
We
to
were
see
two
you
of a
like this.
kind.
You know that he left you something. And he kind of hobbles up to his desk, and he said, "I was beginning to wonder if I should open it myself. The years that I've been sitting on it." And he pulls out a sealed envelope and hands it to you, and he says, "I can confess that I know what's inside." And as he hands it to you, you can basically tell what's inside as well. You don't have to open it to know. You feel the weight of this, and you know that it is a large iron wrought key. You recognize as the key to his personal office in the library.
Yeah. Let's go.
Do you know how many times I would see this hanging from his belt? It's just to touch it in my hands. It just, oh, Dalbus, I wish I could find him. And I haven't given up, but oh, that reminds me why I'm here. I could sit here and get so lost in all of this, but I was up north past the mountains. Don't don't get mad. I know that wasn't a safe place to be, but I found myself there, and uh, we got attacked by zombies, and oh, it's just a horrible story. But
That is
long story
horrible.
short, I have reason to believe that all of Asteria, but in particular, Prince is in danger, and we've come to try to find a way to get the message to the king, and that's actually why I'm here today. Not that I wouldn't want to come see you, because you're the only face that I want to see in this city, but and I do know, yes, that I have some business here I need to probably attend to while I'm here. But first things first, can you give me any advice on how in the world we can get this message to the king? We believe there may be an actual evil sentient force directing these armies down towards the south, and someone needs to be made aware of this.
Well, Lola, this is grave tidings indeed. I I will have to do some research, I'm afraid. There's names of people that I haven't spoken to in a long, long time. You'll have to forgive me. I'll have to look through some records.
We'll be staying at the that's on my other page. The Lamb's Right Inn, just outside the walls. So take your time, but if you can find anything that could be of help, my friends, I'm here with some friends, and they're finding their own leads to try to figure things out. But I knew I had to come straight to you, and
My lady, the Lamprites, why are you not going to stay at your estate?
well, I really haven't told anybody that I have an estate.
Very well.
Outside of the last few years, I've been living a different life. I've just been kind of an adventurer on the road, and while I am with some friends, they are for the most part newer friends, and I guess I've been a little nervous to really talk too much about where I come from. But I don't know, because we don't have a lot of money. We may run out. I might have to bring that up here shortly.
Oh,
I haven't been there, since I was given it, so I don't even really know what to expect at this point.
surely are you going to go into your grandfather's office? It hasn't been opened
Definitely,
since you saw.
I am going there right as soon as we get done talking, because there's nothing I can think of better than to go back into that place.
Well, I hope you can excuse me, but I'd appreciate going up and taking another long look inside of the room with you.
Oh, absolutely. You are more than
Okay.
welcome to come with me. As a matter of fact, I might need your support. I'm not sure I can go up there alone, to be honest.
Yeah, so he says, you will have to help me with the stairs a little bit. It's been quite some time since I've climbed them. And
We will support each other.
you helped Albus up the stairs, and you turn right at the top and go around this lane. You pass by the first of these. There's 3 rooms upstairs, 3 study rooms, which are little more than comfortable chairs and tables for reading. And you finally get to this large wooden door with a fogged glass window, with the word "office" just written on it. Please, Lola, the honor is yours.
Get it. Let's go. Open it. Open it. Open it.
One sec.
Content. We gotta keep.
Okay, Dalmas. It's now or never. So I gently take it out of the envelope, and I feel the weight of that iron key in my hand, and I put it in the door and turn it.
Sure. The door creaks open slowly. Inside, you are simultaneously surprised and not surprised, but to see the door swings open. There's a gear in the door at the top, and the gear spins, and the gear rotates like a piston. The piston spins, and lights on inside of the room seem to be powered by this strange technology that you see. That, I mean, even your guns alone seem to be remnants of this strange technology that your grandfather seemed to possess. And Dalbus says, "Now, Miss Harvey, I leave you to it. I have a feeling there's more than one secret left in here for the granddaughter of Nicholas Harvey.
Nicholas Harvey.
And he smiles and puts a hand on your back and then hobbles away towards the staircase.
Ooh, the content.
Thank you. Thank you for everything, Dabbas.
Oh, thank you, Lady Harvey. And he heads downstairs. You going in?
I'm going in.
Let's go.
It's simple to some degree. These strange lights. It seems like everything was as you remember it the last time you saw him. A rectangular wooden desk. Hang on. BRB. Kyle's BRB. Actually, I'm gonna grab a drink too. I'll be right back. Sorry.
Yo, there
Whoa,
it
whoa.
is. There it is. Suddenly, a
Bitch.
portal
Oh,
a portal
no. Oh,
opens
no.
up. Okay. And like it's this orange, it's this purple portal, right? It opens up, and out comes a head. He's looking around, and you see that he's got blonde hair, and it's spiky, and he's got blindfolds on, and like green glowing orbs that can be kind of like seen through the blindfold.
I'm back. Okay, I'm back.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
It's very. Is everyone here? No. Let's hear
No,
that.
Kyle's
Yes.
not.
Okay, good. Well, don't worry about Kyle. Everything as you remember it. His desk. There's even miscellaneous books and papers on the desk. You see the wall with the great map of the entire continent as he has explored. You're reminded of a couple things that were his like curiosities, that he had these beliefs that many people oftentimes didn't believe in. Strange pictures, drawings of things he's seen. There's glass cases on the walls of insects he's discovered, things he'd seen, charted maps. In his great leather chair that sat behind his desk, a window that looks out over the rest of the Moongate neighborhood.
So
You were
I
pleasantly surprised by the condition of everything about it.
kind of take just a quick glance around, and then I turn and shut the door behind me.
Yeah.
And then I kind of take a slow meandering walk towards the chair, sit down, kind of close my eyes, and just kind of try to feel his presence. Then I
Ooh.
open his drawer and look for the false bottom.
Yeah, let's go.
Yep. You open up the false bottom to this drawer, and inside you find, to your surprise, a piece of paper.
What's on
You
it?
pull it out, and it's an envelope in his handwriting that says Lola on it. We're opening it, yes?
Yep.
Let's go.
You should see here in your handouts, you should see a Dear Lola letter now.
Read it.
And did you see it?
I do.
Okay, there you go. You may start to read it. You begin to read this letter, and faintly in the distance, you hear, hello, you hear, welcome to the Harvey Historical Library. And then you hear, as unmistakably a gunshot rings out in the building.
I shove the letter back in the envelope and stick it in one of my pockets, and I bust out that door with my guns pulled out.
You look downstairs and you see blood all over this inside of the desk. Downstairs, at front, you see Dalbus, his body lying within the desk, inside of the
Dalbus!
circular thing.
I run
You-
down to see if he's still alive.
You don't
Always
hold on.
cautiously looking for the other people.
Well, you don't even. We got to pause because I'm not done describing it. You can see that there are 4 cloaked figures standing downstairs. One of them holding a gun and pointing it at where Dalbus once stood. This one who's pointing the gun is the smaller of these four, but you notice a sense about all four of them. One of them, it's almost, as you look at it, a strange parody of your current friends. The one who is holding the gun, relatively human-sized. Another feminine-looking one, relatively human-sized. A third one who seems almost feral, hunched over and down. All of these individuals are cloaked, and then a fourth one who seems large, burly, and strong. They seem, and with the echoing of the gunshot, they seem to have not noticed you. What do you do? The one
Well,
with his gun drawn
I'm just totally
puts his gun
devastated.
away.
I'm looking at Dalbus, and I can't tell from here if he's dead or just gravely wounded. But I can tell that I can't get to him right now. And you know what? I'm gonna quietly go back into that office, and I'm going out that window.
You go to the large window, although you find that it is relatively barred, as this was a necessary precaution against people who repeatedly attempted to vandalize your grandfather's library, as you know that he wasn't necessarily the most well-respected of scholars. And you hear footsteps, strangely loud footsteps, thunking and clunking up these stairs, multiple pairs of feet. They're coming for you.
Yo.
You get the sense that you need to hide, and there's only one place you can think of.
And what do I think of?
I had mentioned to you once before, a long time ago though, that there was a false ceiling, a panel in the ceiling that you used to be able to hide in.
Oh my god. This is it.
Yep, up I go.
You climb up into this false panel and make it in and slide this thing back into place just as the door slowly opens. And you see the smaller of this hooded figure come in.
It's that
Oddly
really
enough,
great cinematic shot where, like, as it's closing, the door's opening.
you hear strangely loud clunking footsteps as these figures enter the room. And the one with the gun stands, and you can see that his head turns left and right. And you hear him speak, and he says, "Find it." And now the other three start searching the room. They're not being aggressive, they're being relatively gentle as they pick through everything that seems to be in your father's room. And the one with the gun says, "Check the desk."
Oh.
And they go to check the desk. They start opening drawers and pulling drawers out, checking the insides of them. They start going through, cautiously going through every single book that they can find. And eventually, the largest of them turns back and he says, "Red One, look what I've found." And he comes from the library and he hands something to the smaller one, and you can look straight down through like a vent or a grate or whatever, and you can see, oddly enough, a red bound leather book that just says journal on the front of it. And the one who
what?
journal, right?
Okay.
And the one who had the gun, he reaches up and he pulls back his hood. And underneath of his hood, you see what shocks you as it's not a man, or it almost seems like it's not. It is a man made of stone and wood and metal. As you see that this is a quadra of Warforged. They all pull
Let's
their
go!
hood back. Stick parodies of your group almost, but the one who they call Red One has one singular red eye because the other half of his face seems to have been significantly damaged in some explosion. And he looks at the other ones and he says, "We got what we came for. Now it's time to go." And he turns and he goes to exit the room. He holds the door for the other ones. And the three others usher out the room with the largest of them going last, thunking as they go. And you feel this one singular red eye, like a glowing red glass orb in the side of a metal bowl. And you can feel it scan the room, and you almost think that he sees you. And then he turns and he closes the door, and you can hear his footsteps going down the stairs and out the door and gone.
Damn.
So as soon as I feel it's safe, just to be really safe, I cast pass without trace.
Oh, yeah, that felt nice. Go for it.
Hey.
It's the
And,
WoW rogue stealth thing.
Hmm.
And I hop out of the ceiling and I run as fast as I can, as quietly as I can, down to check on Dalvis.
Okay. You get down there, you find his body. You know he's dead
Oh.
when you get there.
That was hard. You didn't want to tell me he was dead, did you?
I
could
didn't.
see it
I
in
was
your
thinking about
face. You're
making
like,
you-
Oh.
I was thinking about making you roll a medicine check, but he's dead.
Oh.
So I just throw myself on him and throw my arms around him and I just start weeping.
Yo.
Then I quickly, because I'm an adventurer and practical, I give myself a moment to weep, and then I pick myself up and try to absorb everything I've just experienced.
The one thing you
I
can think of is the letter in your pocket
Right.
and the journal that they've taken.
Right. So I can't do anything right now about the journal, and I don't want to pull out the letter at the moment because I don't feel safe at the moment. And then I just think of the only other people in the city besides the one laying bloody at my feet that I can trust. And I hightail it as fast as I can to the lights right.
My goodness. And probably we're going to go ahead and end our session there.
Yeah.
God damn, bro. What a fucking scene, man. Woo!
That's right.
Man,
Law.
that was rough. I mean, I knew I was
Damn.
going to have the emotional grandpa things, but then I didn't. I was prepared. Man, I was thinking Dalvis was going to be a friend of mine for a while. And it killed him.
Nah,
Oh,
Sorry.
it's heartbreaking.
Sorry. They're friends
That
for
one
you
got
guys out there, I
blasted.
promise. They're friends for you guys out there, but
Oh,
job.
it was
But
heartbreaking.
not that one.
He was like my
Bro.
connection to my
Good.
grandpa. I was like all excited to, get to know him better. And,
well,
dagger through the heart.
I feel bad now because I should have known that you'd go downstairs and check on Dalbus and then leave, but I don't normally do this, but you got to go back to the office. Like, you got to go check. There's more clues in there for you, so we'll do that next time.
Well, but maybe I come back with companions.
Yeah, there you go. Gonna be
Because I'm
great.
thinking
dude.
at
It's
this
gonna be great.
point, going through what I just went through, that maybe it's time to start sharing with my friends.
Yo, there it is.
Yeah.
Man, so good. Woo, what a good Lola moment.
Oh my
I
god.
was so excited for this to happen. Also, I don't want to retcon anything, but Warforged don't exist in the world, right? So this is very bizarre to see these men, these
Mhm.
Warforged, which I guess I did say they're Warforged, right? Yeah.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but this is very bizarre to see.
We are
And the leader of them, Red One, is his name.
Yo, Red One.
One red eye scans the room one last time before he leaves.
Bam, bro.
Lola in the ceiling where she used to hide as a child. Heart racing.
Bro. that
Yeah,
was
the whole
content.
time I was up there, I was picturing myself again in a cinematic way with my hand over my mouth because I had tears coming down my eyes because obviously I'm in action mode, but I just witnessed Dalvis dying. So I basically holding my cries in as best as I can while trying to focus on what's going on in the room. And, yeah.
Bro. Law, the background
Cool.
the background music that you choose for these scenes is just powerful, man.
Thank you,
Everyone
brother.
is just a banger, dude.
I feel bad because I honestly probably need to ask this man for permission to use his music. So I might actually do that because if we get famous, which I highly doubt will happen, there's plenty of good D&D podcasts out there, but like I don't want to get in trouble for fucking stealing his shit.
Yeah.
Credit him in the YouTube description.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But it's all coming from the same spot. And yeah, Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I don't make a scene and pick the music. I listen to the music and then
And then
invent a
write the
scene for the
scene.
song.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely every time. So interesting little session. I feel kind of like bad ending 2 sessions on scary notes, but like,
Nah, bro, that's
Why?
the
We love it.
cliffhanger.
well,
That's the
I'll tell you exactly
cliffhanger,
why.
man.
I'll tell you exactly why. And this is Tribute Talks here is that we like I try to do
Yeah.
I try to keep it like where there's a positive and then there's a negative. And there's a positive and then there's a negative. Like I want it to be a victory and then something bad and then a victory and then something bad. So like even why like I started out with it was raining and then it became a beautiful day and you guys are like excited to see the city and get into the city and stuff. And nobody even brought up my dragon statue, bro. Come on, there's a whole ton of stuff going on. I mean,
Yams did. He wants
Yeah.
to climb it.
It was
Yo.
a
Yeah.
climb, yeah.
We
Let-
got so many other things. The characters got so many other things on their mind right now. We don't
just,
care
like,
about no dragon.
There's an
We got apocalyptic
apocalypse.
visions to deal with. We ain't got no care about no dragons.
But you did, by the way,
Um,
do that because we were having fun at
Yeah.
the bar. We were drinking. Everything's great. I'm just gonna go run a quick
Oh.
errand. Everybody
How,
was happy.
How we doing, Rosine? We good? How you
Maybe.
feeling about your story? Like, can we start talking about your story a little bit, or do we want to wait until next session?
No, that's fine.
I
think
just didn't know if
Are we officially in tribute talks?
are we in? I think we're in tribute talks for sure, right?
no, yeah, I think
Yeah.
Rosine,
big-
are we
the
talking
big
about?
thing I wanted to come out organically was that I had some
Wealth about you,
assets.
assets.
Because honestly-
that was probably my favorite moment of the session is when you said we're staying in the Lamplighter and the guy was like, "Why don't you stay at your estate? It's in the city." And you're like, like so good. I actually watched Yamdo's and Kyle's and shit's faces when that was going down. It's like,
Right, because
Yeah.
to me, honestly, one, I didn't want people to know about my past because, and again, we can talk about this now because I'll probably be saying all of this next week. But obviously, there's my grandpa was, had some theories and beliefs and stuff that maybe were a little ridiculed later in his life, and so I won't go into all the details, but the city has been less friendly towards our family than it used to be. Obviously, when we had a library named after us. But that didn't cost us any of our money. So one, I didn't want to talk about my past, but two, I think personally there's a stereotype against rich people who want to go adventuring because they're bored, like rich trust fund kids kind of thing,
Yeah.
versus like true street adventurers, especially someone like Sawyer. I can see him if he knew I was, some boiled rich brat or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna. Yeah, he's.
He would think differently. Right. He would think differently, and I would lose credibility as an actual adventurer. It would be like, oh, go home. You're just out here playing, And as an adventurer who is on a big mission to try to find my grandfather, I didn't want to lose that credibility.
It's gonna happen.
Bro, it's
You're
the
not gonna write that?
content.
But at least you know me now before he does things. My biggest fear, to be honest, is Yamdo because I don't feel bad lying to Sawyer and Ord. I've known them a few weeks, and I'm not about to be like, oh, by the way, I'm loaded. Let's go see my estate. But I feel like I should have probably told Yamdo by now, and so I feel like that's a bit of a betrayal to some extent.
Yo, we'll see. We'll see. Oh,
well,
man.
Yamdo doesn't understand wealth. to some
Yeah,
degree,
man.
like,
That's
Then they're
true.
gonna be like, "You have castle too."
You have
I'll
castles.
be, I'll be like, hey, but it's nothing compared
they'll
to
be
what
like-
you live, Yamdo.
Sawyer, where are you, castle?
I got
Um,
a kiss right here.
I get your kids
how
right
about
here.
do we talk about your history at all? Because Rosine,
Yeah,
do we talk
because
about-
honestly, it's not like we're gonna go hanging out in Priley necessarily. I mean, I can just do a
I mean,
brief
we might.
synopsis.
well, no, I'm more interested in the visions from the dream from the night before. Did we talk about that at all?
We
Like,
really
we talked
haven't
about-
done the talk about the dream at all. We were supposed
No.
to do that, and we kind of totally forgot to do that.
I know we did. We did it a little bit. We talked a
Yeah,
little
we talked
bit.
about the apocalypse part of
We
it.
talked about the fact that we had it, but we didn't go into details about, hey, Sawyer, why is that thing on your arm in a vault somewhere being called a horror?
Horror.
Yeah.
Horror.
Didn't talk about that. Didn't talk about
The old man in the cave.
the man
and-
writing letters to somebody who has a desire for adventure? Hmm?
Well, I think that to some degree that has, if it wasn't before, become obvious now, which is what I wanted to cover because there is a potential for post credit scene here.
Yeah, I
Hey!
do think. I
Why
do think
would
if
you
we'd
even
had
tease
talked.
that? Why would you say
Because
potential?
we don't have to. Because we don't have to.
Gimme!
I do think when we talked about the dream, I would have said, guys, I just want to let you know that first part. I mean, there would have been no reason for me not to have said, that was my grandfather. And I can only assume he was writing to me. I'm sure I would have said that.
I mean, should we? Let me ask this: should we do this in character? Should we go back a
Yeah.
couple steps?
Do we
Because
just
there
like?
was a scene that I like. There was a scene.
It
from
was
the
a
last
2-hour
episode-
All right,
drive.
sure. If you guys
It was
want to, it's we're
A
over.
2-hour.
I thought the exact same thing, Rosine. I thought the exact same thing.
That's because
A
we're
2-hour tour. A 2-hour. Man, this 2-hour drive is going way overboard. Yeah, we can go back and talk about it in person if you want.
I mean, that's up to y'all.
And then
Otherwise,
we'll-
we can
and
just
then
have a
I'm gonna-
post-credit scene.
An after credit scene that's going to blow your mind. So
Let's go.
It just depends. Like, it's going to be faster if we don't. So it depends if anybody's in a hurry to get it done. If they are, then we probably should do it as
are
tribute
you?
talks instead
I'm
of
not.
in-
Who's in a hurry? I'm-
no. Rascal, I know you're usually like, I'm tired. I gotta go.
Yeah, I'm really high and really tired. I gotta go to sleep. What are you sitting there looking like you confused? Like this ain't you. That's why I love having the camera
All
on
right,
you.
so we're in the carriage now. Man, that was some
Ooh, should I put the
dream
music?
we
Should I
had
put the
last
rain
night.
back on? Hold on, I'm putting the rain back.
Yeah, back when it's raining.
Or should I put the music from the Nightmare?
I don't think we need the nightmare music.
Because
Okay,
honestly,
fine.
the Nightmare music was great.
Okay.
No. I'm just saying that, like props to myself. It was good shit.
It was
All right,
really
go
good.
ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
What did you guys think of that vision last night?
Bad omen.
God. Yeah, I
Very.
gotta not be me.
Very bad omen.
There are many
Horrible things to
things,
come.
But as horrible as they may be, many of them do not add up. Who was that gentleman in the cave, and that device on his back? And
Well, that I can help
key.
with.
Oh,
The older man in the cave with the crazy contraptions. That is Nicholas Harvey, my grandfather,
Grandfather.
who is actually has been missing, although some people just think he's dead. But I and some others believe he's been missing for about 10 years now, which is one of the reasons why I was out adventuring to begin with. But that was him, and I have no idea why he was part of a vision that had to do with Sawyer's chronograph and the zombies, but it's just got me freaked out.
What does your heart tell you, Lola? Do you think he's still alive?
I do, and honestly, I never once thought negatively about all of his contraptions. As a matter of fact, my guns are part of that. It was always just my upbringing. Other people kind of viewed it negatively, but I never did. But seeing it played alongside a vision where people were talking about Sawyer's chronograph and other things as horrors, I'm starting to wonder if maybe he wasn't in over his head.
And your grandfather, he too was adventurer like you?
Yes and no. He was more of a, I would say, more of a researcher, adventurer. He did travel, but it was less about, fighting zombies, which wasn't necessarily my intention either. But he didn't quite have my temper and good aim. He was more about exploring, and he had a lot of beliefs in things that were scary to some people. He found technology in things that other people found to be scary, and I don't know all of it. I was pretty young, and he didn't share it all with me. Um, but mostly his adventuring was research, and I know he was tracking something down. It was his, his big white whale.
White
But I don't know
whale.
all the details.
Yamdo looks over at Sawyer. Have you?
Sawyer's like half paying attention, but he's mostly just like constantly like twisting at the different rings on his arm.
Did you know Lola's grandfather? Sawyer?
Well, no,
Oh.
no, I've never seen him in my life.
Strange.
Where did you get that chronograph again?
Yeah, where?
Let me look at a map. I believe it was Cabot, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cabot is where you picked it up.
From where? Like, who did you get it from?
Cabot.
There was this elf who came into a casino that I work with, and we got some very free-form rules. You can bid anything, and some people think they're clever when they bid something that they don't possess with them currently. And so I get sent out to go recover whatever they lose. Normally we don't go out this far. It's halfway across the freaking world. But yeah, he was planning to flee, go on a boat somewhere, and he left the chronograph in a little hidden compartment that I found.
And why then do you have it now?
Ooh, that's actually a really good question.
That's a great question. Holy shit. It's great because there's like the answer is this whole section Sawyer didn't want to go into.
Oh, well, great. I'm glad he asked then.
If I've made you uncomfortable, you don't have to answer it.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's just the Esdrich is the family's different there. It's a lot of, think of it like guilds, organizations, families, but not like that. And the family I was with, the 11th Eye, ambushed me while I was there. They tried to kill me.
Your own family try kill you?
They're not family.
They tried to kill you over the device, or they just tried to kill you?
They clearly wanted the device. But normally, with the backing of the coin spinners, they wouldn't do something so reckless. That's why I ran. Because clearly they want this, and they're willing to kill me for it.
Well,
They're willing to start a war.
if they come, you have my spear. And Leonidas, you have his ferocity. If they come, if it is war they wish to bring, then the metaphor, they will have to come and step to us first. And Yamdo holds out his spear.
Yamdo,
Yes.
I appreciate the sentiment. We must not forget what we saw from, I believe, not quite your perspective, but it seemed as if your focus was drawn to it.
Yes.
That older man watching us leaving Gloria's, directing these two individuals, and we still do not know who Mateo is.
Yes.
Was this older man familiar to you at all? Why would he have been staring at you so intensely?
Mateo of the 11th Eye is the name they gave me.
Oh,
Oh!
oh,
Oh!
Oh man.
Wait, so you are Mateo Sawyer, like I am Yamdo Khan, Lola Harvey, Ordvik. Last name.
Macaridian.
Best part of
Ordvik.
the night.
Ordvik.
Last name.
Ordvik. Macaridian. So your last name, your clan name is Sawyer, but you are Mateo.
In Esdrich, you normally go by whatever your family is. Mateo of the 11th Eye.
Mateo
currently-
of 11th Eye.
I'm Sawyer of the Coin Spinners.
Ah, so it is
Or-
another identity.
Sawyer of the metaphor.
Sawyer. Yeah. Yes.
Cute.
That is.
So I'm a little confused at how that chronograph, I mean, they had it 300 years ago in that same cave. Obviously, it was a newer cave then. It was all clean, but that thing on your arm, Sawyer, is really old. And they called it a horror.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm thinking maybe it's time to not be wearing it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what I am capable of doing with this is no horror to me.
Maybe you've become too reliant on it if you can't give it up.
Mm. Mm.
How can you give up being able to change the past, the present,
Maybe-
the future?
It's not mankind's place to be messing with time to begin with. Maybe what you're doing is the horror. The intentions aside, I know you mean well. I mean, apparently you saved my life, and I appreciate that. But how do you know that all this time changing isn't why Prince ends up in a big wave of death and we all end up zombies?
And what do you think is going to happen if it gets in the hands of the 11th Eye or the Coin Spinners?
Maybe that's why it was locked away. Is it possible to destroy it?
We are not
Any-
destroying the magical artifact.
Anything can be destroyed. But the question is if we should. I'm strangely inclined to agree with Sawyer. The chronograph is perhaps best in our hands. I do not believe that it is the cause of this undead annihilation that we have witnessed.
I don't know. It was locked away in a really big vault by people who were very powerful back in the day. And I don't know. But also, what's in the vault now that was even worse than the chronograph? I'd like to know that as well.
There can
Yo,
only
there
ever
it is.
be-
There it is.
There can only ever be one horror within. That is what that priest said. And when they withdrew the chronograph from that vault, it was covered with this.
And Ord withdraws the Black Brook tabard.
Yeah.
Around his neck.
Yeah, what's the connection between you and the chronograph?
I wish I knew,
Mm.
but I do not.
Mm.
Are you sure about that?
Oh man.
Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about
More,
that?
Where did you get this tabard again?
It has been with me.
For 300 years?
No, Miss Harvey. Think earlier.
Longer than 300 years?
Earlier, Miss Harvey. You are intelligent. History is something you are familiar with. Do you know what this symbol represents?
I'm
The
sure
black
Lola
tower
does.
upon a field
Yeah,
of
Lola knows
red.
it. Yeah, it represents Blackbrook, the city of the Northern Kingdom, the capital city.
Right. Why do you have a tabard from the north? Are you from the north?
Oh shit!
It is
Just
the
that
closest-
long moment of silence as
is the
everyone it all starts to click.
It is the closest thing to home that I can call.
I gotta be honest, Ord. I've been tiptoeing around this because we don't know each other that great yet. But I gotta be honest. One, I'm not sure you've lived in that cave and that you aren't a ghost. Two, I'm not sure you were alive before we went into that cave because I kind of think you're like 500 years old.
Miss Harvey, if I was 500 years old, that would be impressive even for me. I feel if I was 500 years old, given the time and the experience, let us not forget the vision that we saw. If we were to believe that this apocalypse is perhaps 5 years into the future, we all look significantly stronger. If I had 500 years of time to practice and to train and to grow, that stone golem would not have been able to do what it had done to me then.
Yes, but that's if you spent the 500 years practicing and growing. Maybe you spent the 500 years on your knees praying.
Faith is only something that I have recently found. In the shadows
I still don't
of a
think you're
great
only
tower.
like 40, 50 years old. There is something you're not telling us. Actually, I think there's quite a few things you're not telling us. But for one, I do not think that you are from Norborough originally, and I do not think you're a normal age.
Why are you prodding so much into his life?
Because you know what? Until I met this gentleman and you, I wasn't getting attacked by zombies and having crazy visions of the destruction of my hometown.
Just got a point.
Why did you choose to go north, Miss Harvey?
Because I'm trying to find my grandfather, and I had reason to believe that he had gone past into the north.
And as every Asterian child knows, north of the Bridal Range lies the threat of the undead and the ruins of Blackbrook. A shadow of its former glory, a price paid for their hubris.
Well, it's that hubris, honestly, that drew me north, because I fear my grandfather was quite hubris.
And that same hubris has led me to seek answers. Answers for questions that I can't quite place. Why else do you truly believe that I was at the Rose and Victory Inn? Yes, to take care of the weak and the infirmed. But I must go there.
We're trying to get to Blackbrook.
Or what little remains of it.
Well, that is where I
is.
suspect my path will lead us as well, so
Thunderstorm.
maybe the two of us can go find answers together.
You want to go back up north?
I have no choice. Undead are the least of my concerns. But there is
See, it's the stuff like that you say that makes me want to know some answers. What's worse than the undead?
whatever is guiding them. The
Well, that's
people.
true.
Anyway, we are gonna have to wrap it up here, but
Yeah,
we
wrap it up right there. That was
do
good.
have a post credit scenes we're gonna cover here. A strange scene. It is post credits. Maybe I'm like post credit scenes. Somehow I imagine that your characters see it. You know, one way or another. like whether they date, whether they dream it randomly, but
Mhm.
you see nothing but darkness, and you hear a sort of scratching and a pulling and a moving of earth, and finally you're as earth is pulled away, and suddenly you see brightness, you see light, and you see rubble. Things of something has collapsed here. You see. Let me see if I can find a good mystery scene here. That's the same one I always use. Yeah. Actually, no, we'll go back to the other one. Fuck it.
Bug it.
Yeah,
Okay.
you see this light as something has pulled this earth away, like as if our camera was trapped underneath of the earth. Excuse me. And this light beam comes in, and you can barely see anything. But then, in the entrance way of this where this dirt has been pulled away, you see the silhouette of a man, and you hear a voice, and the voice says, "Oh, good God's child." Child, are you okay? And the silhouette leans in, and we were all shocked to see a familiar to some degree face. It is the younger face of Nicholas Harvey, the
Oh.
grandfather of Lola Harvey. And he says, "Child, oh child, look at you. What has happened to her? Can you move, child? Are you okay?" And he says, and then his eyes squint and his head turns, and he says, "What is it you have there, child?" And a hand thrusts out of the darkness towards him. And hand bizarrely seems to be clothed and wrapped in rags, a small child's hand, and hanging from the hand, a golden amulet with the letters SW engraved on the side of it. And that's where we'll end our session. Oh my.
What a session!
Yes.
Yo, bro.
If this doesn't find its way up on YouTube, I'm gonna find you.
The fucking
Yeah.
content,
Where's session
bro.
11? Where's session 11?
Yo, bro, listen. You listen to me.
Session
You listen to
11
me.
Lost the time.
Okay.
Why don't you send it to
I thought
Rascal?
you were
He'll
going to send it to
upload
Rascal, yeah.
All right. Yeah. Let me go ahead and do that now.
You piece of shit.
He's not gonna do it.
I'll do it right now. I'll do it right now. So, hell yeah. Hey. So, damn, bro. SW. I'm thinking it's a metaphor. All right. It's S is for Sawyer, but instead of a W, all right, it's upside down, so it's an M.
Because you've seen this.
Failed
You've
horribly.
seen this locket. You've seen it a handful of times.
This is the locket that
Ord has.
Ord
Yes.
wears.
Yeah.
This man.
And it was in the hand of my grandfather?
No, your grandfather. Something happened. Something strange happened where something has collapsed. A child has become trapped underground. And he pulls this thing away, and your grandfather gets this look about his face like this child. Something is wrong with this child when he sees this child. And then he says, "What have you got there?" And the child's hand that thrusts forward, this small, I mean, it's not Ord's hand, is what I'm getting at. It's a smaller hand. Although precariously wrapped in rags, is thrust forward from the darkness, dangling this amulet beneath it, with the letters SW clearly engraved on the side.
Right, but my grandfather has been in contact with this locket that is now around Ord's neck.
Yes.
Ah.
Oh, this is what it looks like. Linking it all together like this.
Yeah.
It's like this.
So let me
This is what this
recap
campaign looks like.
Let me get this straight real quick. Okay. So we saw the darkness, was scraping, and then suddenly light. And the man that was saying, "Child, are you well?" was Nicholas Harvey, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Got that one wrapped up. When Nick asked, "Was it you have there?" a childlike hand wrapped in rags lunges
Outside.
out of the ground or lunges at Nicholas.
lunges. Imagine like it's gonna be hard for me to describe, but imagine
if he's like, "What do you have there, child?" And then like,
it's like yeah. I mean, it's like here. I'm gonna see if I can like imagine that.
or draw us a law doodle.
Imagine that this
Yeah,
window
law
behind me
doodle.
is Nicholas's. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
do a
yeah.
law doodle. Let's do a law doodle. Let's do that.
Or just like,
Yeah.
like the hand. Okay, so like the perspective of the camera is like this.
Yep,
way,
yep,
so the
yep,
hand
yep.
is
Here,
like,
here. I'll show you. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Oh fuck, this is the wrong one. Hope you guys did. Did you see anything on there? Hopefully that was all black.
It's all dark.
Okay, great, because that would be bad if that was.
I see a cave with a person in it.
Yep. Then we're gonna delete all this. Burp, 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 and we're also going to say, hey, guess what? I mean, this could almost be like, this could be like, this is what's happening in this dream. Blackness, right? And then suddenly, like, like, okay, this is not gonna work. Seriously, damn it. Maybe this is not gonna work. Anyway, let me try something different. Let's try now for something completely different. Oh, come on. Fucking hate everything. Alright, fine.
We
Fucking
see
Jesus,
this.
everything. Oh my god, it's messing me up big time.
We see a circle.
Yeah. So this light erupts or whatever. I'm really like terrible. So this hole erupts and you kind of like see this like man silhouette. Oh man, this is just awful.
I like it. Yam do
This
like
is just
it.
not working out like I wanted it to at all.
Remind
Okay.
me of cave.
I gotta quit. This is just not working.
I gotta
We're
go,
gonna go.
guys.
We're gonna go
Good night.
hardcore on this. We're gonna go
Okay,
hardcore.
is the hand like animated? I thought the kid had found a hand and then just held it up
No,
to you.
no. All right, hold on a second. I'm streaming.
So the
We're
hand is
going-
animated.
We're streaming. We're streaming.
Let's go. Big stream. Big stream.
Watch industry.
Oh Lord, have mercy! I can't believe I have to do this. Sorry. So it's gonna be like suddenly there's like, oh man, are you kidding me? What is going on today? Oh my God, everything is working against me. Like someone's scratching away.
Yeah.
And they scratch, and then they break through, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like this light, and like as if someone is trapped in this tunnel or something, right? And then there's gonna be like of like light coming into this tunnel from above, right? And then the light is gonna be silhouetted by the silhouette. I see a silhouette of man, not a silhouette, right?
Mhm.
And you hear the voice. He's like, "Are you okay?" And he's a child, and you can tell by his concerned voice that he thinks. And then his head is gonna like come in, and you can see. Oh, he's got a mustache. Oh, it's Nick Harvey. And he's like, "Oh, child," and he says, "Let me help you, child." And then like, he's like, and then he says, and he says, "What do you?" And then he squints, he's looking and like he sees something strange, and he says, "What do you have? What do you have there, child?" And the child's like, "Shh."
Yeah,
Look at
little
my
child hand.
hand.
You know, look at my child hand.
Yeah, covered in rags and has the gold locket.
Yep. So this is like the
Oh,
perspective.
like
before,
holds
though.
up the. Oh, okay, got it.
To show him.
Okay.
But he doesn't see the face or anything. All you see is his hand.
Yeah, we don't see it, but we do
Oh.
see that this child's hand is like
SW. Jesus
it's gonna
Christ.
be like wrapped in rag shit.
God, I wish I could insight the fucking vision.
Oh yeah, what inside
Or
the
like
vision? Go for
perception
it.
the vision. No, it's fine. It's fine.
It's a video. It's
Honestly, my favorite thing about this is Nick Harvey. I think that's pretty good right there.
Yeah.
Harvey's,
I
Nick
need
Harvey's the
some Nick
winner.
Harvey.
He looks like he should be like flipping pizzas. Is all I'm saying.
Hey, we love it. That's the content.
Well, this was a fantastic night.
This was great,
That was
ladies
pretty
and
great.
gentlemen.
Even the post-credit tribute talk in character part was awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was good.
I didn't mean to derail it and like start going off on Ord, but all of a sudden I realized We don't know jack crap about him.
We don't.
And there's all this stuff in the visions. And he's so polite that I think we're like, well, we don't want to upset him and ask questions. But dang it, the world's about to end. We're going to be asking questions.
Oh my god. The content, bro. Ugh.
Sawyer judges someone by their actions, so Sawyer doesn't care to pry into Ord's backstory.
Well, we do if it might save the world.
That was a little rude, but like in the way that like he knows what you'll do in a situation, and that's what he cares about more than like your past.
Oh yeah, and Ord is much of the same.
And you're clearly private about it, so he doesn't. It doesn't.
Which was all good until the apocalypse came.
The apocalypse is here.
Because like even with Sawyer owning the chronograph, never once did Ord think, okay, Sawyer's now an issue, or Sawyer's a threat, or the chronograph is a problem. Because now Ord trusts Sawyer and trusts his intuition and skill set that if Sawyer wanted to abuse its power or turn against the crew, he would have done so already. So yeah, much in that same way as where it's like Sawyer doesn't give a damn as long as you're like decent. Ord is very much like, you know, you could be anybody or anything, and as long as you live respectfully, or basically like as long as you don't bring harm to nobody, you go with me. I don't care who you are. That was the whole point of Yulie and Ward. Like, yeah, you killed a woman and you were charged with necromancy, but what you do today, right now, can affect your outcome.
Hell yeah.
How about that's I really dig kind of like, not, I don't want to say force moments, but like with Sawyer's and the chrono, hopefully it's I think it's actually maybe not obvious, but there is a difference between what the chronograph shows you and what the visions that you see at when you sleep or whatever, right? Like the visions are different from what the chronograph shows you things that happened where you are. It's like a decoder for secret messages left, like an imprint of time.
Sort of. Okay, so spoiler time. Not spoiler time, but like where I came up with this. When you edit fucking interviews, you watch people say the same thing like 30 times because they do 30 takes, and then you have to pick the best take, and then that's the only take people see. So like that concept, that concept was kind of like how I like thought of this. Like
I like it.
He is seeing all these like optional ways that things could play out, and then he's picking the best one he can find.
Gotcha. I took the visions from the chronograph to definitely be more akin to like, and this is for anybody who's played like a FromSoft, like any of the Souls games, kind of like how you can see the phantoms of other players walking about through the map, and like you can see when they die. So you're like, oh, there's a trap here, or like there's little messages left on the ground where it's like, big scary ahead. Like, that's how I kind of viewed the gold dust visions that the chronograph gave us. Like, okay, you're in a bar, and here's the thing that happened in this bar.
Yeah.
And it just happens to be relevant to, like, the people who visit it. I have a hunch about why only certain characters are popping up in those visions, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, you gotta message me that hunch, because I don't want to hear it. But I also, it's important to know that chronograph is only showing you events that happened in the location, and the dreams and stuff are obviously for potential futures and stuff, and chronograph usually only shows you things that have happened previously. That being said, maybe the reason that you're seeing these other visions, maybe the chronograph has something to do with it, like why is it that you find people, although you're starting to see that whether you don't know it, but somehow your histories are connected, right? Even more so now after this one last vision as bits and pieces. Of course, there's Yamdo, who's his history is in a different continent, so that's a little harder to intertwine there. But
what is this place?
I have always promised Yamdo that you have some of the best moments of this campaign, and they are coming, and they will be fantastic.
Man,
you're gonna love it, dude. You're gonna cheer so loud you're gonna wake your wife up, dude. Or
bro.
Amazing.
Wake up!
And then also, just not to hold everybody awake, but two things I want to mention. One is that I love the Sawyer visions in this episode because it was a great opportunity for me to be like really hammer home this like idea that first off, who's this older Sawyer that you guys see, right?
Right.
With this larger chronograph version. And he sees Sar Sawyer. And he also,
And that's
I mean,
the first
Sawyer-
time. Like, of
and
all
Sawyer,
the
yeah.
visions, he's never, like, been able to... And, like, that's why that fucking... the idea of the kid running up to him is so fucking interesting, because it's the moment when he's like, holy shit, is this, like, more than a vision? Because they're interacting with me.
Yep. But Sawyer...
And then this other person comes out of nowhere.
This is intentional, obviously done intentionally by me, partially because Sawyer has had such a, and this is like got to do with messages between Rascal and me, but Rascal's intention of playing, not to give it away, Rascal's intention of playing Sawyer was very different when we started this campaign. Like, he had a straight up evil agenda, and as we've gone on, and I love it because as Sawyer has interacted with Ord and Lola and these other characters, Rascal has decided that this would change Sawyer away from the way that he was, now that he realizes, like, maybe Sawyer never experienced a true family. So not only has Rascal's opinion of how he wants to play his character, but he can play it out directly as a character being influenced. So the important thing here is that there is a version of Sawyer here who is more powerful or seems to be able to see our Sawyer, and the question that he was posed was, who are you? And are you this rich, wealthy Sawyer? Are you these degenerates who are stealing and killing and thieving? Are you the ones who are dead in the street? Like, who do you plan to be? And then the question of who are you is like directly physically asked. Like, the gold is dropped on the ground. What do you do with the gold? You know, like, so good. Because I was like, not disappointed when you picked it up and saved it for yourself, but I was like, oh, you know, he can do whatever he wants. And maybe that's just who that he is. But then he gives it to the homeless guy, takes in the rich, and gives it to the poor. Unbelievably fucking good, dude. Unbelievably good.
Yeah, hats off,
Right.
Bravo.
There's another thing, an Ord thing, but I think I've forgotten it, so shame on me.
I'm tentatively calling the Sawyer with like the 4-foot chronograph. I don't know whether to call him Prime Sawyer or Sawyer
Prime.
Supreme or
Sawyer
Final
Supreme.
Sawyer. But I'm very curious about the fact that there's just like there is a Sawyer that seems to have a mastery over the chronograph so intensely that he's just like, wait a minute, you can see me now? Like, oh,
So
okay.
Okay, I see you.
Conspiracy theories all, y'all.
Nah, I can't keep crafting conspiracy theories. I can't.
Yeah, you can. Keep telling them because we love it. I guess I will comment on the last thing I remember now. It wasn't Ord, it was Lola, because this obviously was a good introduction to a lot of Lola story, and I absolutely, like, some of my favorite characters. I think that Etzab Kabdorm is probably my favorite character. Like, I got great fun things playing for Etzab, but this quadra, call them of the Warforged, who were sort of like by coincidence I had imagined them, and then as I was imagining them, I was like, oh shit, that's literally a parody of my current D&D team. Like, there was going to be a strong one, there was going to be a female one, there was going to be a male one, there was going to be a feral, I described it. I love that. And the bad guys, Red One is his name. One Red Eye. But also, curiously, why is half of his face so badly damaged?
Yo.
Let's find out, shall we?
Curious.
Anyway, it's late. I gotta go to fucking bed, dude.
Me too.
Hell yeah, dude.
Stop being so interesting.
This
guys.
was
No.
great.
We're sleepy
Well, you know what?
How in the hell, Warforged coming after Lola?
Right?
Also,
Yeah.
kudos, Rasheen. Kudos to you for not doing what I thought you would have done as Lola, and just straight up like, oh, I got the element of surprise. They just killed my my grandfather figure.
Yeah.
Blast him right there.
Boom,
Get the
bro.
attack
She tried to
there.
go to-
No,
Let-
I
was like,
did.
Let me
I
finish
stood
describing
there.
the scene first.
I stood there and I'm like,
No,
okay,
you tried to.
realistically,
You tried
does
I really
Lola,
thought she was just gonna blast Red One.
does she
Just like,
try to take them out? Or, and then I was like, you know, she's got a temper,
Yeah.
but she's not stupid. Like,
Yeah, she's
usually
not
when
dumb.
you see me do
Yeah.
crazy stuff, Yamado's at my back.
yeah, it's because she's got
Yeah.
the support
Right.
to do it.
I
yeah.
was completely alone, and there are these crazy things, and I'm also emotionally disturbed at the moment.
Oh,
so I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know what? This is not. I'm getting the heck
But
out
also,
of here.
you got to find out what's going on. Why are these guys here, and why did they take your grandfather's
Oh,
journal?
trust me, yeah.
Did you read the letter? Did you read the letter, by the way?
Well, I did, but I was gonna read it to. I was gonna have
team, or-
I was-
yeah, no,
yes,
totally.
yes. I was
Alright,
gonna be like,
alright.
all right, guys, I've been waiting to read
Alright.
this. Yeah.
I gotta go. I'm about
Me too.
Same.
I'm about to
Okay,
pee
go.
my
All right,
pants,
all right,
so I really gotta go. Good night. Good
All right.
night.
There
Good
it
night,
is.
guys.
Have a good one.
This is
Thank you.
great.
Have
Have a great and
Message
powerful
me about-
evening.
Hey, feedback. Give me some feedback. Someone, please.
No,
Will do.
go to bed. We'll give it
It's
to you
so
tomorrow.
Give me some
Good.
feedback. Give it to me.
No, we'll
Good
give it to you
night.
tomorrow. Go to
Good
bed. Bye.
There it is. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. As always, an honor and a pleasure. We done did it, bro. We did it. All right?
Are we
Tribute
staying?
Coast, bro. Huh?
We staying?
Yo,
My
we
man.
straying, bro. Nah, bro. We got to skedaddle, baby. We got to
Yeah.
we got to skedaddle. So, for the great and powerful, yo, bro, we done did it. For the great and powerful Roisin.
She gone.
She gone, baby. She gone, bro. For my main man, Kyle.
Great being here. Great having y'all with us.
God, I love it. For my brother, Wanskell. And for Law. All right.
He gone.
Salutations. My name has been Yams. Y'all have been awesome. And I will catch y'all on the next one. Tribute Coast over and out, baby. And that's it. And that's that, bro.